here. It's big, and it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night at Live at the Bike. I'm Bart Hansen here with Dave Tuckman, the first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. Looks like Dave is going to open up a little picture of a special guest that we are going to have on tonight's show in, we'll say half an hour, 45 minutes. Sunny Leone, Penthouse Pet of the Year for 2003. Going to be doing a little promotion for Adult Poker Party, a company that we will be in the booth with at the Rio Lifestyles Convention.
Yep. Promoting something.
Next week at the World Series of Poker. Tonight's going to be kind of our staple game that we have not had on the show for many, many months, but it's kind of the staple game that you and I play, Dave.
Right.
5-10 no limit hold'em. It's a Tuesday night, $500 minimum, uncapped maximum buy-in. So let's get to it. Let's head over on the table. And there's a couple of other issues I want to talk about. Let's start off by introducing the table.
Why don't we do that? Seat number 1, we've got BN. Seat number 2, we've got Eddie.
And that is Sir Felix Cat on 2+2, out-of-towner coming on playing the show.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Seat number 3, we got Trevor. Seat number 4, we've got Cameron, wearing the, is that like kind of a Cincinnati Reds blue hat, I guess?
Yeah.
Seat number 5, we've got Harry. Harry's been on the show numerous times. We've played with Harry numerous times,
Absolutely.
too. Seat number 6, we got good old Jeff. Now, Jeff is the kind of part alcoholic, part berating guy. Just kidding, Jeff.
Actually, he's a nice guy.
No, he is a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He is forever taking back what he said that one night.
Yeah.
The sucker thing. He's actually a real nice guy. Seat number 7 is Boston.
There he is.
Yeah, seat number 8 is Tony. It's the cauliflower there, Boston. Seat number 8, we got good old Tony. And seat number 9 is Ronnie.
Yep.
Ronnie, you're not playing? Where are you going, Ronnie?
Seat number 9 is going to be a gentleman named Lynn, excuse me. Going to start off the night here. Okay, we're playing 5-10 no limit hold'em. The yellow chips are $5 chips. Purples are 25s, Dave. It's a $500 minimum, but it's an uncapped buy-in, just like our 1,000 and our 2040 game.
Depending on the lineup, this game can play really, really big, or it can play somewhat small. Tonight looks like a smaller night, but you never know.
Harry brings it in with pocket kings here. I want to go over a few things. Of course, the first half an hour here of Live at the Bike is free to all viewers. You can watch the show on a replay. It starts an hour after the show completes tonight. So you'll watch a half an hour snippet, this part of the show, tomorrow all the way up, leading up to the game tomorrow night. Now, if you are an archive subscriber, you get to see the rest of the show as well. You need to be an archive subscriber to see the entire 3 hours. Now, the confusion comes in is, after the first half an hour of the show tonight, Dave, you will then be reverted back to a half an hour replay of last night's show, as you had just seen before tonight's show in the afternoon.
Right.
So the half an hour sample of the show will not go up until 11 p.m. Pacific time.
So basically, read between the lines here. For the first 30 minutes, you see Sunny Leone clothed.
Right.
For the other 2.5 hours, who knows?
Right. 5-way action here, limped around. Jack 7-5 with a couple of diamonds here.
I like some of the animated, and I don't know kids.
And it looks like we got top pair here for Trevor. He's going to lead out.
Yeah. I'm a 6-year-old.
I'm taking my kids.
This weekend is the movie I'm waiting to see.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that?
Monster House.
Always interesting to see a 2+2er that we know so well from the posting to come on the show. Kind of putting his, once in a while you and I put our money where our mouth is when we get on the show. It's always interesting to see one of them do it as well.
So the discussion I wanted to get into, because somebody PM'd me this morning, was what happened, the whole Daniel Negreanu debacle that happened. And I've got a couple of different angles, people have put forward, because Whalecock on 2+2 has just written something that was the opposite of what I heard. Supposedly it was a $2,000 shootout that Negreanu entered. Now, we all assume that a $2,000 shootout is going to be a one table, either 9 or 10-handed, and then if you win that, you move on to what usually either can be a multi-table format at the end, Dave,
right,
or another one-table format at the end, depending on the players. Supposedly, Negreanu bought in and decided to show up late because he had been playing, late the night before. Right before the tournament started, Harris decided, because they had 600 people, that they were going to change it to six-handed. And Negreanu...
And they get a 3 table. You have to beat 3 tables now.
And Negreanu, who didn't show up until late, got blinded off. And I'll finish the story in a second here. Trevor is going to re-raise here to 160. BN raised it with queen 10 of clubs. Trevor's got aces. He's going to re-raise it 100 more. And BN is going to call here with queen 10 of clubs. So this pot is quickly about $340. BN is in horrifically bad shape.
Now, the question is how deep are these guys? Wow, not a bad flop for BN at all.
No.
Problem is, though, one of the cards he needs is in Trevor's hands here.
Now, Trevor's going to throw a little $100 bet out into about a $320 pot. I can tell you, if you think that guy just called you again, now, you don't necessarily can put him on, that specific range of hands, but he might have kings or jacks. That might be something that the guy raised with.
He also might have ace-king. He also might have king-queen.
Could have 8-9 suited as well.
Exactly. I mean,
and he is going to raise. He's going to make it 150 more. So $420 pot. He makes it 150 more. So it's a $720 pot.
Yeah.
150 for Trevor to call. And Trevor says, I'm all in.
Uh-oh. See, now that's the problem with what BN did here. Now, I like the aggressive play by BN.
Yeah.
He's sitting there going, this guy is weak. Maybe he has pocket queens or pocket tens. Maybe I can get him off his hands. The problem is, though, is now you've raised yourself off your draw.
So it's 970 plus the all-in. How much more is the all-in? That's the question at the table. 435, Dave. So the pot is going to be about 1,300. 435 for him to call. He's getting like 3 to 1.
Getting 3.5 to 1.
Now, if he doesn't think that Trevor hit a set here,
even if Trevor hit a set, it doesn't make a difference, I think. I remember you're only about I want to say a straight, in this one case, even where he only has 6 outs.
Yeah, even if you think the guy has aces, you're still getting 3 to 1 here.
You're getting more than 3 to 1. You're almost getting 3.5 to 1. I think you have to call here.
Plus, it's a rainbow board.
It's a rainbow board. I mean, I think you have to call this. If your bankroll can handle it, I think getting 3.5 to 1 with a, where you're drawing to the nuts, he also has backdoor clubs. I mean, I don't see how you can lay this down.
Even if the guy had a set, or even if he has aces here. It smells to me like Trevor had maybe a set of kings. The way that he kind of made a weak bet. And
if he has a set of kings, obviously you still need the same ace or 9 to win. But he has redraw on you.
Absolutely.
And you're probably still about a 3 to 1 dog, but you're getting 3.5 to 1 on your money. This becomes a math question.
Yeah, I think he really needs to call here. $435 for about a $1,300 pot.
And he's going to call, and it's the correct call with what is going on with these money, with the stacks.
Well, here we go. Turns is 7. He's going to need to catch an ace or a 9, and it does not come. And Trevor's going to win a big pot there with aces.
Yep.
About a $1,700 pot. And that is good.
Yeah, and obviously BN sitting there just putting his hands up. He knows, obviously, he knows if he doesn't hit his straight there, obviously he can't win with queen high.
So going along with that story, so supposedly Negreanu got blinded off. I had heard that he was refunded. My situation, I'm not going to go through what my situation was, but it was kind of a similar situation, the fact that I was blinded off, I wasn't refunded, because I didn't know I had the right, basically I didn't show up for the tournament because they printed the wrong ticket out. But when you're in a shootout, does that necessarily mean that it will always be 9-handed? That is kind of the question.
Well, I mean, the question is really is, obviously you can look at Negreanu and you can look at you and you can say, okay, obviously both of you are not completely faultless. Both of you made some sort of an error, right? Yeah. But at the same time, you can't hold Harris completely, They obviously had something to do with this as well. In your case, obviously, the cashier who gave you the wrong ticket. And then obviously, in Negreanu's case, they did not let him know. They changed it at the last minute.
But then I had just spoken with Scott Huff recently on the phone because I heard that, I hadn't gotten to hear the circuit in the last few days. But Huff told me that Negreanu wasn't refunded and Negreanu's not playing in any more World Series bets. So I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if he was refunded. I don't know if he wasn't refunded. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to play in the main event. Like I said, I don't know if it goes so far as to say BN's going to raise here with queen 10 of hearts. He's probably going to take it down. I don't know if it is a parallel, Dave, to what I had happen, because Jack Effel told me that money couldn't be taken out of the prize pool for me to be refunded. I made it public which events that I was going to play. Thousands of people knew on this show. I was playing in a cash game at their property at the time the $5,000 tournament was going on next door.
I got to tell you, if they refund Negreanu's money, if they don't refund Negreanu's money based on the fact that he was blinded off and the money was already in the prize pool, well, then obviously you have no leg to stand on. But if they refund his money, I don't see how they can't refund yours.
Really?
I really don't.
I think some people are going to say, well, Bart, you didn't check your ticket. It's a different story.
It is, but the problem was you spoke to Jack about it.
Yeah.
And Jack's reason for it, he said, the reason we can't give you the money back is because you were blinded off. If you had come 3 hours earlier, before you were blinded off, we could have done something about it before the prize pool was announced.
Right.
What's up with the open seat?
Got a raise here by Trevor with King Queen offsuit on the button.
Don't get so offended.
Ace 5 deuce here. Well, everybody's missed. Let's see if Trevor makes a continuation bet here,
Don't
Dave.
get so short. We're just asking a question.
I think Boston's getting in it with Ronnie.
Don't you worry about it. We don't need that. You're in. Yeah, right.
Wow. Boston's giving it to Ronnie out there.
And Ronnie's giving it right back to him.
I love Ronnie. But he's just, the guy's new. Doesn't need to smart out mouth to a new guy. Come on.
Well, actually, Tony is let out here. Yeah, I think it went checked around the flop.
Yeah,
Tony let
Tony's
out.
going to try to steal it. And it's going to work here. He's in late position. Why not?
So Sunny Leone penthouse pet of the year.
Keep saying playmate. It's not a playmate.
I know.
Completely different thing here.
Here to promote adult poker party. And Dave, I have actually decided to allow you to interview.
Well, she asked to interview.
Oh, really?
She came in. She said, "Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
him."
I'm sure.
What can you do?
I actually had a nice conversation with her in the sushi bar a
Right.
few minutes ago.
Who was the guy with her?
That is one of the promotions guy, the founder of Adult Poker Party. Is that correct? He's a promotions gentleman. Charlie from
Charlie.
Adult
Okay.
Poker
So
Party.
Charlie's not like
Yeah.
he's not her like big brother or something.
Guys with 20s, 50s, and 10s on the table. Single. Oh, I'm talking.
Some of the games count.
I'm like,
That's okay.
Already-
I got Ray backing me up.
Early comment here by the station saying, when did they get rid of the Star Wars style disclaimer? A new one is too boring. Right off the bat. Seed number 8 here is going to raise it up with King Jack of
I
Diamonds.
think they actually. The idea behind replacing the Star Wars disclaimer was actually Ronnie's also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Blame Ronnie for everything today.
Seed number 9 is a new player. It's Darren.
I think there's some guys over there that want to go.
Everybody called here. The raise looks like to 40, so that's not really that big of a raise in this game. Of course, we are playing 5-10 blinds. And this pot is going to be about a $200 pot here. Tony, the pre-flop raiser. And look at this. With King Jack, he flops an open-ended straight draw. Not a bad flop for King Jack.
No, it's actually a really good flop for him, and I
And
imagine.
he checked it. He did not make the continuation bet.
Nah, he's
Wow.
got to bet that. He really has to bet that.
If he bet there, he probably would have taken it down. It gets checked over here to Trevor. Trevor's going to take a stab at it here with bottom pair, ace deuce.
And how much did he bet?
He bet 55 into a $200 pot.
See, now this is what I love. This is kind of a 5-10 game, but you and I don't recognize a lot of the faces in here,
Yeah.
which usually means they're a little less experienced at this level.
And look at this. Now, Tony's going to call with his draw. BN overcalls a pair of 10s. Sir Felix the Cat out of there with 9s. And
what is-
BN's got the best hand here with Jack 10.
Yeah, but what kind of $55 bet is
And
it?
look at this. Now Tony and seat number 3 both have diamond draws. And Trevor is he's not going to take the card. He's going to continue forward with the big semi-bluff.
Tony did not bet that.
No.
Can you believe Tony did not bet that?
I got to tell you, I like the bet here by Trevor because he bet the flop and he just got called by both players. It gets checked to him again. You might make a case for taking a card, but it smells like somebody is not comfortable with their hand. Maybe no one has a queen. I make a big semi-bluff, and he does. But Tony is going to call him there, but Trevor's hand's good.
Tony's going to need a king, a jack, a 9, or an ace
And
here.
BN is out of there.
And there's a jack.
Oh, and the river's a jack. The pot, Dave, is about $800.
And
Check.
Tony's going to check one more time.
I think Trevor definitely thinks he needs to bet to win.
And how much did he bet?
He's going to bet
400
400 here.
into an $800 pot.
Yeah, it's a half pot size bet. And
Tony has
out of there.
completely led him. Man, I gotta tell you, I work with Tony. He's a good guy.
Yep.
But he could not have played that hand worse.
Yep.
You raise pre-flop, you flop an open-ended straight draw. Now you got to realize when you raise with King Jack, you don't want to, and you get called in 4 spots.
Yeah.
You don't want to hit a king, do you? What you really want is that flop, Queen 10 deuce, so that with the diamond out there. Now you pick up the diamond draw, and all you do is check call, check fold,
Yep.
and you let yourself get bluffed off the best hand.
And look at this. Kev Map is posted up on 2+2. He said the shootout was always going to be that you had to play 3 tables, expecting 1,000 to 1,100 to 100 to 10. So they changed it to 6 to 10 to 10 when they only had 600 players.
Oh, I see. So it was going to be a 3-table shootout.
Yeah.
But when they had less, they had to change the first table to 6 people.
And again, I'm still trying to figure out if Negreanu got refunded or not. Limped around here. King, deuce, queen, rainbow.
That's sick. I mean, you know, the funny thing about that is you really wonder, is Negreanu, if he doesn't get refunded, is he actually going to stand to it and not playing any more World Series of Poker events?
Checked around the flop, turns a 9. We got a bet here by Jeff, and Tony is called with the same hand. This might go check here at the end, Dave. We'll see. Yeah, Jeff is checked blind, and I assume Tony's going to check behind him, and they're going to chop this one up.
And we always talk about it. What does checking blind usually mean? It usually means you have a marginal hand that you hope is good enough to show down.
Yeah. Both the blinds in there with queen 3.
Now, the funny thing is, normally speaking...
Oh, look at that. Boston's making up with Ronnie, Dave.
Oh, can we get a hug? Ronnie, hug him. Hug him, Ronnie. Hug him. Come on, give him some cauliflower love.
I've actually seen Boston do that move where he gets a little bit frustrated and he'll go and apologize to a guy. Boston's a really nice guy, too.
What's he wearing? Number 80 for Jeremy Shockey? I mean, that's such a lame jersey. God. Anyway, we're talking about the World Series of Poker. Now, normally if a professional poker player were to say, well, screw you, Harris, I'm not going to play anymore. Well, normally speaking, the professional poker players need the World Series more than the World Series needs a player. But I got to tell you, in Negreanu's spot, that might be the exception. I don't think Negreanu needs the World Series at all.
And there's another player twisted into this, Dave. I didn't tell you the story about Harry, and I can never pronounce his last name. I think it's Dimitru. Get to that in a second. Look at this. Trip jacks here for Boston, seat 7. He checked it, and Harry is going to bet just as a bluff. Let's see how. We have him posted as Brian. That's Boston. He's going to check raise. And that's probably going to get it done. And it does. So, Dave, here's the other part that I didn't tell you.
Go ahead.
Harry D. He was very, very upset that it was 6-handed in the beginning. He was there on time. He made a big stink about it.
Right.
Started cursing. And they escorted him out, and they ejected him from the tournament. But they refunded his money. So now I think what happened was it was a double standard. If Negreanu wasn't refunded, he's trying to say, how did this guy get refunded by him getting him kicked out of the tournament?
I mean, I'm assuming you're allowed to get a refund, though, before the tournament. Let's say you went there and you said, I don't want to play 6-handed. Or unless they were not going to refund Harry's money until they made a stink, and then they finally did refund his money.
Pocket queens and pocket jacks here.
I mean, it's clearly a different 10-handed or 6-handed or 9-handed. It's clearly a different tournament, and if you don't want to play short-handed, it's different. I mean, you've got to adjust.
Now look at this. Eddie here. He's made a big open raise here in this game. He's raised it up to 80 after one limper. And Tony is just going to smooth call with queens.
I don't mind that play. I really don't. In the small blind, obviously, it's out of position. If you were to raise this with queens and you're deep, and you raise the 200, and Eddie calls you, how do you know where you're at?
So we're heads up here. It's about a $180 pot. Eddie, the pre-flop raiser. Well, Rags, both players have overpairs. How's it going to play out here, Dave?
And it's a tough spot for Tony. It really is. We always talk about it. In this case, obviously, he's got the best of it. But he's going to bet right away, it looks like.
Boy, I got to tell you, if you're sitting there with jacks, if Tony leads out here, he made a big call to your pre-flop raise. I think the only thing you can hope for is that he has ace-king of clubs. Because you can't beat pocket 9s or pocket 10s, Dave. That would be about it, right?
You never know, though. In this game, you never know. I mean, sometimes people call with ace-9, though. Well, I'm just saying, you never know.
It's 80, he's going to bet 125. Let's see how Eddie's going to play it. Well, Eddie's going to raise it. Boy, and this is a really tough spot here for queens because you bet out and you get raised. You don't beat aces or kings. You do beat jacks or 10s.
And I tell you, I think Eddie here, Sir Felix Cat on 2+2, I think maybe he's raising this to keep the pot a little small. I'm not sure, but although Tony's not that deep.
It looks like it's a $200 raise. And Tony is going to, looks like he's going to call $150 raise. And this pot is quickly $600. Here we go to the turn. Well, the turn's a club. I got to tell you, I assume that Eddie might check behind here on the turn.
The problem is that Tony's only got $300 here.
Well, it looks like he's got 4 and change.
400?
Yeah,
he's got a white. Okay, he's got a little over $400. The pot is now like...
And Eddie moves all in, but I don't know if Tony's going anywhere now. Let's see.
But once again, Tony has played the hand passively, kind of taking a back seat to Jacks here, and he might get raised off this hand.
Missing all the action.
And you wonder, does Eddie want to call or not? I mean, does Eddie think he has the best of it?
Well, I mean, the pot right now is 900. It's 300 to call. And what is he going to do? He's going to get rid of it, Dave, getting 3-1. Wow.
You know, the funny thing is it's not a. This is actually not.
Wow, and the river's fourth club there.
This actually is not a bad laydown as the last hand was, because you start looking at it. The guy has pocket queens, right?
Right.
You can't beat aces. You can't beat kings. You can't beat clubs now. You can only really beat jacks and tens. So you start thinking about it. You go, would this guy play jacks and tens this hard? It does put you in a tough spot.
That's why sometimes jacks, you know, put you. If you play queens in that manner, it really puts you in a tough spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacks even more so.
I just won't say. How's that?
So you can watch our calls too?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It'll be really interesting to see what happens with Negreanu situation.
Yeah.
Obviously from Chicago. Did you watch it before?
Button moves over here to seat 8.
Are you from Chicago?
No, I'm actually from Salt Lake.
Oh, okay. So did you watch it?
No, I've never heard of it. No, I'm in town, and I've been to Commerce before. I've never played here.
The Commerce is a different environment. Here's the thing, not Brown Range plays on the Commerce, but this is
Limp here.
player.
Again, we're playing 5-10 no limit, and Tony's going to bring it in for a raise here with sixes. He's going to raise it up to 40. Now, it does not look like he has rebought yet, so. And we're going to get a few callers here. And everybody calls. 5-way action here. It's a $200 pot. Here we go to the flop. Queen, Jack, 3. Checked around here. And it looks like Tony still has the best hand, but he does not bet out here. Well, the turn's another queen. Tony continues to have the best hand. Let's see if somebody takes a shot at it. Flop has missed everybody here. Checked around. Now, does Boston think he can steal it here? Yeah, he's going to make the bet. You know, the pre-flop raiser checked on the button. He's going to try to steal it here with ace-high, and what is Tony going to do? $175 bet here by Boston, but do you really buy it? And Tony is just going to fold. He's not going to get involved. And that little bluff bet is going to do it here by Boston. There it is. He kind of steals a $200 pot there. By Tony not betting that flop, induced the bluff from up front, and Boston took it down. Well, it looks like Eastern Bloc on 2+2 has posted up. He said he just watched Daniel's video blog on his site, and he said that he was refunded his buy-in. Although at the end he said, actually by the end he didn't seem sure, although he seemed to think he would know by an hour or two. So again, I don't know if he was refunded or not.
Arizona, they take Italian. Yeah, exactly. I've been there. I was going to bluff.
He beat you too?
Yeah, sucker done. Yeah, I know. I had a gut shot, and I'm like, How much is it?
Button here moves to seat 9.
Thank God it's all point.
I know.
And it looks like we're going to get a couple, we have a straddled pot here.
I'm checking dark boys, so no need to raise.
What does that mean?
That means I'm
So it's going to be 20 to go. We got a few callers here, and we're going to see multi-way action here.
All right, we get to see it.
7 player.
We're going to go with this hand without cards here. We've got 7-way action. It's a $140 pot. Here we go to the flop. Ace 10-5 here. Looks like we got an ace 9 over here in seat number 9 on the button, which is the best hand. That is Dwayne in seat 9. It gets checked around. He does not bet on the button. The turn is an ace. And it's checked around here again. Ace-9 does not bet again. The river is a deuce. So Darren with the ace-9 has never bet. And now seat number 2 is going to come out and bet. Eddie, probably what he thinks a value bet with 10-8. He's bet 60 here. And I'm not exactly sure what Darren is doing. Now Boston's got Jack-10. He is going to call. And now what is Darren going to do? Is he going to make a raise? Wow, just a smooth overcall, it looks like. And ace-9 is going to take down about a $400 pot.
I can't win. I just got a 10.
Oh, Eddie says, I can't win. I just got a 10. Boston has a 10. But Darren never bet with trip aces.
What's the other one?
There it is. I mean, okay, you check the flop once, but then, you know, the ace gives you trips, and you don't even bet then. Button moves over here to seat number 1.
Better than yours, but not much.
And I think we're going to do a chip count. First chip count on the night here. Here we go. $8,700 on the table here. Trevor's leading with $2,100. Brian with $1,600. Let's take a look at the differences.
There it is. Pop. Pooh.
Make it 75 total.
Maybe now.
Well,
there it
we
is.
go. 750.
And look at
there,
Tony.
Fred.
Tony's down 750.
Yep.
He should be up 1,000, right?
Yeah, and Tony really played a hand passively. He popped out of the booth there with pocket sixes checking the flop. He had the best hand the whole time, and Boston stole it away from him.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, he plays so passive. You know, and I was talking to him about that. He plays so passively. He lets people take the pot away from him over and over again. Sorry, I had to step out of the booth for a second. It seemed like Sunny Leone needed a little help, a little assistance getting into a T-shirt.
Oh, I see.
Changing, so I felt inclined to at least be a gentleman about the whole thing.
And help her out, huh?
Yeah. By the way, a couple of facts about Sunny Leone. Obviously, not only is she the 2003 Penthouse Pet of the Year and the spokesperson for adultpokerparty.com, she is also Vivid's new girl.
Ah, Vivid Video. And here's another announcement.
She is their new, like, you know, their new thing.
Well, let me tell you another announcement that we haven't mentioned on the show as well. Supposedly, and I don't know this 100%, that Jenna Jameson is going to be in the booth at Adult Poker Party with us for at least one day of the Lifestyles Convention, Dave.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man, it's just too bad you're married, huh? Got a raise here by seat
What's
number
happening
5.
in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Raise here, pocket 4. Seat number 6 is going to call with Queen 10 of clubs. And we're going to have a re-raise here by seat 9, who played ace-9 so passively 2 hands ago. He's going to re-raise with ace-jack this time. He flopped the ace, then he turned it, and he checked it twice on the button. Dave.
Well, you see a lot of inexperienced players sometimes play it really aggressive pre-flop, and then they go, ooh, now I'll slow down.
It was amazing how he played that ace-9, and then he smooth called the river.
And I tell you, you look at a game like this, and you kind of, I can see you're kind of licking your chops like, wow, I can really kill this game.
Yeah, this seems to be a very good game here.
And I'm not even sure what this guy's thinking. It all depends on how deep you are, really. If you're deep enough, hey, 4s are fine. Jeff obviously not going to play. Tony not going to play.
Tony calling a raise there with Queen 6.
Yeah.
Garbage hand. And Darren's going to take it down there. Jenna Jameson, Sunny Leone. We're going to have a good time in Vegas here with some of these.
Yeah, we got a tough life,
parties.
man.
We
really got a
some
tough
industry
life.
parties we need to go to.
So let's just reenact this here. You and I, we get paid to talk about poker. We play poker, and we get to hang out with adult
superstars.
Yes.
Yep.
Tough life.
Tough
I tell
life,
you,
absolutely.
man. Wow.
Button moves over here to seat 3.
I must have been like a friggin' saint in my last life.
Limped around here. Yeah, we're playing 5-10, so it's $10 to call.
If you have any questions for Sunny Leone, feel free to email us them at live@thebike.com. If I deem the question good, I will use it.
It looks like we got 7-way action here. It's a $70 pot. Jack 8-5. Well, Tony's got top pair. Now, Cameron actually has top 2, and he's going to come out and bet right away. Is Tony going to get involved? A quick $30 bet by Cameron. Jeff is going to call it an open-ended straight draw. There are 2 clubs out there. Looks like Tony is going to overcall here with Queen Jack and seat 8. So we're going to see 3-way action here.
No, I don't hate that play. You call it one time, you see what happens. But obviously, you've got to adjust it.
Oh, look at that. That is not the card that Tony wanted to see because it completes Jeff straight. I was going to say,
yeah,
Queen would be a killer here for Tony.
Well, you've got to be aware, obviously, if you have Queen Jack there, that maybe your 2 pair is no good. And obviously, if the Queen of Clubs is in his hand, but say you didn't have the Queen of Clubs in your hand, the Queen of Clubs comes, that might not be good either.
But look at this. Cameron is going to continue to bet with 2 pair. We've got 2 people in there with 2 pair, and we've got Jeff in there with the nut straight.
I'm sorry. I can't concentrate at all. I'm sorry.
Nut straight.
Nut straight.
Sunny, nut straight.
We have Sunny Leone in the booth with us right now.
Maybe
We've got a huge hand here.
We've
got 2 pair, and a straight. It's a huge hand, and I can't even concentrate at all.
So what is Tony going to do here?
Wait, you're shy?
Bonbon?
You're shy? Don't be scared from Bart, okay?
Oh, please.
He scares many a woman. Don't let him scare you.
So Jeff here has made the raise. And Tony got rid of it, Dave. Tony got rid of it.
Tony threw away top 2.
Yeah,
okay,
he
well.
threw away top 2.
Well, maybe you put the guy on, obviously, either a set or a straight. Obviously, you've got to realize you have top 2, and this guy's putting that much heat in there. What could this guy have? Now, let's see if Cameron can get away from it either. What do you think?
I got to tell you, there isn't a whole lot you can beat there with Jack 8 on the board now. It's a good lay down there by Tony.
Yep.
Question, are you going to call if you bet? Yes.
Well, I'd love to ask Sunny a question.
Well, we're going to get to her here after the hand.
I just want to know how Sunny would play it if she's got the nuts.
Oh, I see.
He said he's a little nutty. I'm just asking if it's good.
See, that's the type of thing we need on microphone, man.
Yeah, without a
After that
doubt.
in a second.
Without a doubt. Not even a question.
So Cameron is really still trying to figure this out here with Jack 8. Jeff has made it 200 more. The pot is about 500. Again, there isn't a whole lot he can beat here. 9-10 might be a logical holding here for someone to smooth call with on this flop.
Oh, definitely. You got to start thinking this guy could have clubs. He could have 9-10. He could obviously have Jack Queen. He could obviously have a bigger 2 pair than you now. There isn't much. You got to realize with Jack 8, there isn't much you can beat. And Cameron's going to move all in.
Cameron moves all in, and Jeff has got the nuts, and he's going to make the call, and Jeff is going to double through. And look at this, the river's a queen, and Tony would have filled up.
Yeah, but obviously it's a good laydown by Tony.
Yeah.
And as we say here at Live at the Bike, I love it when somebody moves into my nuts.
Absolutely, right into my nuts. Well, with that, Dave, I had the opportunity to interview Liz Liu. So you're going to have the opportunity here to interview Sunny Leone. So
that's
here we're going to do a little headphone.
Oh man.
Thank you.
I guess he didn't hear you. So having enough, if you will, like 2 minutes before.
I want him out.
Oh,
Is there any way to turn off my...
because I heard you say that. I was like, why not? Like he didn't hear it.
No, I wanted him out. I knew I was going to go all in with him.
Jack Queen.
Is it Sunny Leone or Sunny Leone?
Sunny Leone.
It is Sunny Leone. Okay, I'm sorry. Get that right. Introducing. I know nobody's looking at me right now. So we've got the famous Sunny Leone. Now you've got this great promotion going on with AdultPokerParty.com, right?
Yeah.
You are their spokesmodel.
I am their official spokesman.
You are their it.
Yeah,
You're everything.
I am.
Okay, now you got to tell me about this. Our viewers and everybody can win a date with you.
In 10 days, if you play hard enough, you can win a date with me.
Okay, and how does somebody win a date with you?
Well, we are doing a poker tournament.
A poker tournament.
So the winner of the poker tournament gets to win a date with me and hang out with me and drink with me and party with me.
In
Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas.
And the winner also will get accommodations paid for, your flight, your hotel.
I'm going to fix your mic here.
You're fixing me?
I'm doing my best to get as close as I can to you.
You better do it right.
There you go. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually checking this out. This is actually really cool. You can actually win. The winner will be flown to the final day of the World Series of Poker in Vegas, on the 29th of July. Includes airfare from anywhere in the continental United States, hotel accommodations, and they get a date with you, drinks with you, party with you,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Well, not whatever.
But I mean, fun.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, we're
right.
gonna hang out. We're gonna hang out. We'll
Party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang out, dance, drink.
Okay,
some
cool.
Good food.
Wow, that's great. So you are now. I need 2003 Penthouse Pet of the Year.
Yes.
Okay. Forgive us, but we're going to kind of avoid poker for about as long as they allow me. Okay. Anyway, 2003 Penthouse Pet of the Year. How did that feel?
That was a great, great feeling. I was chosen by Bob Guccione, the former owner of Penthouse Magazine, and to be chosen by him is such a great honor. And the money wasn't awfully there. And,
Right.
you know, the title is carried through everything else that I've done throughout the last few years.
Right. Now you're working for Vivid.
Yeah, I just signed with Vivid as their contract girl.
Okay.
It's a girl only contract, which is really good for me because I like having sex with women. And
Are you
it's
kidding
really,
me?
really fun. I'm sure everybody out there likes having sex with women too.
Yeah. Well, hey, man. How do I sign up for that girl contract thing?
It's easy. All you got to do is find 2 girls and do them.
Wow.
Hard.
Wow. Okay. I got to tell you, I knew this would happen. I knew I would blush before she did it, and sure enough, it's happened. I want to see if we have any emails, because I asked our viewers to ask any questions, and let's see if anybody's thrown any in there. None yet. Okay, now I'm curious. Do you enjoy more the vivid part, the video part, or the photo part?
Well, the photos is where I started. Those are my
Right.
roots, and that's something that I have a really large passion for. The video is I get to have sex with women. Who doesn't? You know, and I really like women, so it's all real. It's all fun. Orgasms
Is it real?
are usually real.
Wait.
But when a girl's like banging you really, really hard, you can't help it.
Let's just start that again. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I need help. Yes, I definitely need help. So, I'm curious here. When you're having sex with a woman, you've got lights here, you've got cameras, you've got Ray in the background sitting there, trying to get in. Ray's our cameraman, by the way. He's a hell of a cameraman. If you need a good cameraman, Ray is your man, I'm telling you.
Good.
Good bodyguard, too.
He'll get all the right angles.
He's excellent. Yes. Oh, yeah. You can hear him in the background. Are you nervous at all?
No.
I mean, were you the first time you did it?
I was more worried about whether the movie was going to sell, versus the actual having sex.
The movie's
That's-
going to sell,
the sex,
okay?
The sex is like the easy part.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, having sex in front of 20, 30 grips
Yeah.
and directors, that's easy.
Well, with time, I've been in the industry for so long, and I've been modeling for so long, doing TV stuff and radios and all this other stuff. You learn to block out a certain part of it, and like I said, I really like women, so I'm so into them, and I'm so just want to get in there that they
Just
don't
want to get in there.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to elaborate on that? What do you mean
Just
by
want
that?
to
I'm
get
just
in
curious.
there. I just want them to bend over and take it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I was going to say, so
Just shut up and take it.
So are you you're the strap-on type? Do you like
Yeah,
to?
I like the sense of power.
Okay, so
having
you
a
like to
penis.
get? Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, I like the sense of power having a penis
I know.
too.
You get that. As soon as it goes
Yeah, I feel it. I know.
it goes up there, you're just like, oh.
I know where you're at, man. Bart knows where you're at. Everybody. I'm sure the emails are flying in. Okay. Now, do you not like men at all?
I'm satisfied by men.
You're satisfied by men.
Mm-hmm.
Like men are there.
No, men are they satisfy me. I'll have
Okay.
sex with a woman, but I'll be sexually frustrated after. Like there's not that sense of
Okay.
now I'm done.
Right, I
like
see
I
what you
like the physical contact with a man. I like his hands all over me. I like, I like having sex with a man versus having sex with a toy.
So you like? I mean, I guess the foreplay of such a perfect would be like a foreplay with a woman, and then finish off with a man,
Yeah.
and then maybe a cigarette.
No cigarette.
No cigarette. Okay, that's cool. I'm with you.
A bottle of water.
Bottle of water. Okay. Okay. I'm working here. I'm trying. All right. Okay. We'll get back to adult party poker. I'm sorry. I'm just thrilled here.
Well,
So we got-
adult poker party.
Pokerparty, right? .com. Sorry. The world's sexiest poker room.
It is. We've got the hottest women in the entire world on this site.
You really do, actually. I was
Yeah.
checking out your poster. You on there, and
Yeah, my girlfriend Kelly Marie, Felicia Tang, Ivana Lee.
we've got Jenna Jameson actually coming down.
Awesome. You guys are lucky.
Yeah.
Ivana Lee is actually the first girl I had sex with on film.
Ivana Lee.
This one.
This one. Is she hot?
Oh, yeah.
She is.
I love
What's good about her?
Asian girls.
You love little... You and Bart. You and Bart. Bart loves little Asian girls, too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I like basically any hot woman, but little
Right.
Asian ones, when they bend over and you can see chocolate starfish and the region of love all together, you're good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But hey, whatever. I'm just rolling with it here. Let's see if we got any emails here. I can't believe we have no emails yet. You know, we're on a little bit of a delay,
Yeah.
so they're probably going to come in a second. Either that or everybody's kind of like going, oh, my God, I can't believe it. It's Sunny Leone. Right. Now, do you play poker?
Yes.
You do.
I am playing poker.
You're playing poker. You're learning how to play poker.
Yes. I'm getting better and better.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
And, I mean, do you enjoy it?
Yeah, who doesn't like playing poker?
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. You get to play, against other people, whether you lose or win. I think when you're playing and you're drinking and you're having a good time, you can't really lose.
Right. I'm usually pretty good at interviewing people. I am completely dumbfounded. I'm sorry. I am Yeah, have you ever had sex with Jenna Jameson?
No, I wish, though.
You
I heard
wish.
she's really, really good.
We're going to have her at your booth, actually, because we're sharing a booth with Adult Poker Party in Vegas. We're going to have her at the booth. You can come down.
I will be there.
I'll have a
I'm
room
not
at the
gonna come down.
I'll have a room at the Bellagio, and if you guys want to have sex, feel free.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know each other. I know her husband, and we all get along, and we have fun together. We've done different promotions, and we've shot together. We just haven't done it.
You haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So you consider? I mean, would you consider yourself bi, straight, or lesbian?
I am bisexual.
You're bisexual. Okay. I mean, are you married?
No.
Do you want to be married one day?
One day.
Okay, and have
But I
kids and all
am
that.
single now.
But you're single now and having fun
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, adultpokerparty.com, the world's sexiest poker room. You can win a date with this hot chick.
Yeah, in 10 days.
In 10 days, you have to go to their site. I'm going to their site
in
right
10
now.
days, you can win a date with me.
That is unbelievably hot. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you guys will have fun playing poker, and then whoever wins gets a special treat.
Right.
Free accommodations, a flight, the hotel, a date with me.
Wow. Okay, that's...
You better start playing now.
I am going to go play right now. Not even a question.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. Well, I guess we'll go back to the poker, but don't go anywhere.
Yeah. No, I'm not going. No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let's
I think
see.
I'm going to play in a little bit.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We get a raise by somebody, a re-raise by somebody. Boston wins. Okay, whatever. Poker's going on. Poker's continuing. I think I asked all the questions. If anybody has any other questions, Sunny will be here for a while, so we can ask
Somebody's got to pay
her questions.
$14.95.
I can't believe she said that, though. That has got to be one of the hottest things in the world. She just signed a girl-on-girl contract, and she loves having sex with girls. Do you want to ask her some questions, Bart? Okay, I'm going to let Bart Hansen ask questions. Hey, why not?
Yeah, this window placement on this one is not so good.
I don't like this much. It should be
All right, Sonny. So we're actually going to keep the picture on here, and then
Okay.
you and I are just going to talk
I
a little
like
more on
one
the
right
side.
after the other.
Really? One guy right after the other.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Well, so you're talking about how you're just trying to learn how to play poker, and
Yeah.
you're here with some of these beautiful girls from Adult Poker Party as well. Do you guys have anybody that teaches you to play? Do you ever play with
We
any of the
have
guys
a
on your website?
school
Yeah.
On the site.
You have a school on the site.
Yeah, we have a school. So you can learn on the site. You don't have to go anywhere or go buy books or, learn somewhere else. You learn at one site and you play at one site and you win money on one site.
So you don't have to worry about any of those other sites like You know, we won't even mention their
We're
names.
one stop.
It's just adult poker party.
Yeah. You don't have to make multiple stops. You learn how to play it on the site, and then you work your way through the one site, and you play, and you see naked girls, and you see them do some crazy stuff, and then you play some more.
Have you ever played like a kind of like a strip poker with those girls? Like, is that a promotion you guys ever?
Usually
brought
when
into
I
it?
suggest strip poker, I'm always the one who gets naked first, and it sucks.
Really?
Because I'm the one who wants to see them naked. That's my whole motive. I'm like, let's play strip poker. So we play, and I end up being naked first.
Just even if you lose the hands, you just decide you're gonna strip it off.
Yeah.
You're just taking
Who
all your
likes wearing
clothes off.
clothes?
Right. I know.
I don't.
I mean, I can see you don't have much on now.
Yeah.
But you had less on though before you
I
came
don't have
into
any
the booth.
panties on, if that works.
Oh, really? But then you put a T-shirt on before you came into the booth.
Yeah,
though.
because we don't need to promote other companies except for
Oh,
adult
you had.
poker
But it looked like you just had
party.
a white shirt on
Yeah,
there.
it's my tank top, because if I don't wear one, everything's just going to jiggle more than it needs to.
Oh, I see. And you're worried about that, right? you got a room full of guys. I mean,
Yeah.
we might not necessarily object to
You
seeing
guys
that.
are
but-
dirty.
Dirty. Oh man. So if you like, you like women so much, we were talking about Jenna Jameson coming down, and you're going to be in the booth with us. We're going to
Yeah,
be in your booth.
we're all going to be hanging
and
out
we're going to be
together.
promoting your website. We're going to be promoting Live at the Bike, and I'm
Yeah.
sure this
We're
is-
going to be promoting Adult Poker Party.
yeah, adult poker party.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this isn't like your first convention of this type before either, right? Like you
This
said,
will
you
be my first
really
casino poker convention ever.
ever.
Yeah, I've done tons of other stuff, but not a poker one. So this is a big deal.
Now, have you done like AVN and stuff, like those types
Yeah.
of awards and things
Yeah.
like that, and that, party, the whole week and a half industry type of thing? Hopefully we can incorporate that in, bring some guys that are working with you in the booth to your kind of house parties. I heard that you
House
girls,
parties.
you girls have one
Slumber
house.
parties.
Yeah, slumber parties. There you go. I mean, I was, having a dream that you guys were going to be kind of all in the hot
Pillow
tub.
fight.
Pillow fights, pajama
Tickle
fight,
fight?
tickle fight, exactly. I mean, you guys are all staying together, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You sleep in the same bed and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we snuggle.
Back to the
Spooning?
game, please. We'll keep it on the offense. So no, it's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to
Yeah.
it and promoting with you guys. And how much? Hands
What?
warm.
Oh, yeah, it's hot.
It's hot. You're hot. It's hot. So again, I'm getting back to your website,
Poker party.
Adult Poker Party, and
.com.
.com. Go to your site. We learn from poker teachers, and we get to play with tons and tons of hot girls. And that, and you have this promotion going on, and we're gonna win a date with you. And
Yeah.
what are you gonna do with
Like
the guy that wins the
liter-
date
like
with you?
literally, in 10 days, one person is gonna get to hang out with me, have dinner with me, dance, play. Not like anything weird play, but you know what I mean. Maybe we'll go to like one of those places that has like a bunch of games. We can sit there and play video games all night.
A bunch of games,
I
quote
don't think
unquote.
that's sexy, but we'll do whatever they want.
Like if I want to date with you, could we go to a strip club? Would that be
Yeah.
something up your alley?
Yeah.
We can both watch the naked girls together.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have one girl in my lap. I don't know about
You're
you.
already getting a lap dance right
Yeah.
there, right off the bat.
I just want her sitting here.
Oh, man.
Just
So-
let me slap her on her boots for a little while.
If you guys are just joining us, we're playing 5-10 No Limit Hold'em. Oh, man, the yellow chips are $5 chips. But more importantly, we're here with Sunny Leone. And I'm sorry, I apologize that I mispronounced your name.
It's okay.
And
I
where did
forgive
you just do? You said you just came from a shoot and you came here. What
Yeah,
were
I
you
was
doing
shooting-
earlier today?
I was shooting for a magazine called Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Yeah.
And was it kind of like a...
It was an adult magazine.
So was it kind of like a nude shoot? That kind of...
It wasn't kind of, it was.
It was. It was a nude scene.
Yeah.
It was a nude pictorial.
Yeah.
And how often are like you going on and doing like these things for these companies? Like a
I
few
work-
times a week, or you're
uh,
working constantly?
I'm working, like this week I'll work every day.
Yeah.
Just doing a bunch of different stuff. I run my own site also, which after my shoots, I'm answering emails, I'm updating my site. I have my own affiliate program, so I run that as well. So I've got a lot on my plate.
I mean, can anybody who appreciated you being on the show tonight email you? Do you have like an email
Yeah.
that you give out to people?
Yeah, it's Sunny
Yeah.
at sunnyleone.com.
Sunny at sunnyleone.com.
Yeah, that's SUNNYLEONE. sunnyleone.com, and my site is sunnyleone.com.
So if we go to your site, we get to see samples of your work. Maybe
You get a
some
little piece of Sunny every day.
every day. Can we, maybe buy some videos that you've been in and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I have a Sunny Leone store. You just click on Sunny Store at the bottom of the page, and you get to buy my panties. You get to buy videos. You get to buy like memorabilia of past magazines and 8x10s, posters, stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, you can buy my new movie that's coming out this week.
I always find it amazing. Women in the, say, what you call adult industry.
Adult
You've done a
industry.
lot. Have you done a lot of films?
No.
No, you haven't. Like, how many
No.
films have you done?
Right now there's only one on the stands.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I've done like Penthouse videos, and I've done a Mystique video, which is all, Mystique is like softer than Playboy. So it's barely any nudity. Penthouse videos can only go so far as well, or they used to be able to only go so far. So it's like you get there, and then you gotta stop.
And then you just got to stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, done. We can't use any of it. So, I mean, unless the girl's okay with it, then I'll go to town. But
But, is there, as you were talking to Dave about how, you prefer women, is there a limit to what you do on video? Do you have limitations for yourself?
sure.
You do. So
Well,
what
I mean,
is
I
that?
don't wanna-
We're on, we're not on TV. We're not regulated by the FCC. You can get all I'll get Howard Stern with you. Like, how far will you go? What's your limit?
No anal. That's about it.
That's about it. That's it. No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Because,
it.
I mean, with a girl, you can't, like, do, like, double penetration. I won't do that, because that's including anal. Unless they want to stick it in my mouth.
3 input girl. So you're not a 3 input girl then.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
2 inputs.
I'm pretty, I don't say I'm pretty tame. I get really rough, and I love having sex with girls, and we'll do a bunch of crazy stuff. It's just not going to go, into anal or double penetration or this and that. So, it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But you get into you only can go so far
I'll
with a
slap
girl.
the bitch around
Wait,
a little bit.
But you need to use accessories, like tools and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
we
to
use
kinda-
big fat dildos at Vivid. Big ones. They don't have little ones.
And
they
you just
have
give it
big
to
ones.
you just give it to them both. Kind of give it to each
You
other.
know what? I really like one girl, so then I can completely focus on her. Because what happens is if I'm with like 2 girls, one of them will get extra attention and the other one won't, and then I'll start to feel bad. Or I won't, I'm not digging them, I'm digging the other girl. So
Well, see, that was always my biggest fear when entering a threesome with 2 women. That I thought one of the girls would get jealous.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that your experience?
You know what? It takes a very
it-
special man.
It's only really happened to me like 3 or 4 times.
Just 3 or
but
4?
it just seems like the woman always gets jealous. So
Yeah.
maybe you can give me some advice.
Well, if one of them is your girlfriend, the best way for you to have the greatest threesome is you make sure that your girlfriend or your wife has the proper amount of attention. Because as soon as you give her that and she feels special and she feels great, she knows it's about you two and not really about the third girl, she's just an accessory. You know what I mean?
So if you were to come in with my girlfriend, if I had a girlfriend,
I
you
would
wouldn't-
expect you to pay more attention to your girlfriend and make sure that her needs are met first and let her run the show so that you can get what you want. It's sort of like a mind fuck, but it works.
So you wouldn't feel neglected if I was working on her for a long time. And
No,
maybe
I just sit
had
on her face.
You were just sitting on her face, or maybe I just had one hand over here, like my free hand, kind of working on
Yeah,
you.
but I would expect you to really be in there and get into what you're doing. Pay full attention, and I'll just sit on her face.
So you kind of get the pleasure from her.
Yeah, like she's
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, she's busy, of course.
You keep her entertained.
Sunny Leone, I didn't know we were going to get into this much detail, but again, adultpokerparty.com. David and I and everybody at the Live of the Bike crew are going to be looking forward to working with you and your friends.
Yeah,
And
well,
again-
I'm on the site, so you guys can see me there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can go to your site, again, at
SunnyLeone.com.
sunnyleone.com and check out videos, pictures. You've got one
I
movie.
have amateur video, I have glamour pictures, candids of like when I go out and I have fun with my girlfriends and all the craziness that happens.
So are we invited to the slumber party?
The slumber party?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want penises in the room.
Oh, really?
I like.
What's wrong with the
I'm
penises?
I'm
I thought we just went
selfish.
over that.
I'm selfish. I want them all to myself.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if we can get... Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I don't know.
I mean, sometimes, like, it's cool to have some guys around, but most of the time they just kind of ruin it.
What about me and, like, 4 of your friends?
Oh, okay.
That'd work out,
I think
right?
we can work something
That
out.
would work out?
I don't know if you could handle it, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I will take that as a challenge. You can go back and you can challenge me.
4 hot chicks and you?
Yeah.
You really know what to do?
Oh, like I said, I got
It would be
2 legs. I got 2... Oh, come on, look. Legs.
You're like, I'll just lay there. But sometimes when you have so much going on, guys get intimidated, and this goes...
Oh, that would never happen.
Even
believe
the
me.
best of stars, that happens.
Well, you can just call me a star then. Ron Jeremy or whatever you want to call me. I take that as a challenge. Again, Sunny Leone, adultpokerparty.com. We do have a poker game going on here in the background at Live at the Bike. But,
There's a lot of chips on the table.
Yes, there
That's
are.
a lot of money.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
What do I think about what?
Lifting up your shirt there. What's underneath there?
If they want to see me naked, they can go to
Man,
adultpokerparty.com.
what a tease.
That's what I do best.
Oh, man. Well, again, Sunny Leone, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very, very much for stopping by. And everybody will look for you in Vegas with us and check
Yeah.
out your website. And
I'll be wearing a really skimpy outfit and really high heels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. Well, back to the game, I guess. And Sunny Leone, there she is. Wow, that was amazing. I am speechless. Not as much as Tuckman was, but... Go ahead.
Betting 70. Raise, make 150 total.
No, sure. Oh, that's true. I asked her, I said, well, I guess we can't go back there, can we? While they can't see, like, they can see the hands and everything. I said, but you can go back there.
Thank you.
And we are back.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my.
Tim, I've never seen you shut up for such a
You
such a
know,
long time.
I got to tell you, you had a little bit more preparation than I had. You actually got to listen to what she said, and then you came in. I got to tell you, I went out there and I was like, hey, Sonny, I was like, talk for a second. I was like, is there anything you don't want me to ask you? No, she's like, oh, you can ask me anything. I didn't think she would go there. I mean, all the way.
I thought
there.
I wanted to get her shirt up, but she just wouldn't.
I asked her, I said, hey, let's all trade shirts.
Yeah.
But whatever. Maybe later. Maybe in Vegas.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow. We got a bunch of emails I got to get to them because some of them are absolutely hysterical. That was just unreal. Sunny Leone. I mean, when she first came out, and she goes, yeah, I'm their new girl. I just signed a new contract, girl on girl, because I love to eat pussy? No, it was I love to have sex with women.
Yeah, I love to have sex with women. Hey, like I said, I take it as a challenge from her. She doesn't think I can, hang with her 3 little buddies. We've got a couple of weeks to resolve that.
Hey, I'm willing to give it a shot, I'm willing to try. Hey,
All right, so back to the game here. Seat number 1, BN, is going to...
They're going to try to teach her how to play.
He's going to move all in here with Queen Jack, and Eddie is going to call here with Ace King. He's going to call with Ace King.
So got a little bit of a race here, huh?
And now all the guys are mesmerized as she walks out onto the table.
What happened?
So it looked like BN is on the short stack. He's moved all in, and Eddie is called.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately for BN, he is not dominated. And as
No,
you can see, one of the aces is actually dead.
He's probably about a 62-38 underdog right now.
Yeah.
Not in terrible shape. I mean, normally when you're in Queen Jack and you get called and you're all in, you usually think you're dead here. But in this case, he's not dead. We'll see pretty much a race.
Yeah, this is going to be about a $300 race here.
That was just absolutely unreal, though. She was so cool. I get this. Like, she was, really cool. You never know, obviously, what you're going to get, just full of yourself. She was just super cool.
Well, here we go to the flop.
Well, there's the ace.
Yeah, there's the ace.
Well, he's got outs. He can catch if...
Running 2-pair or a 9 here. He's got a gut shot to the 9. Here we go to the turn.
No, actually, he's double-gutted. A king
right.
would do it as well, a 9 or a
9.
king.
Double gutted. Turns a deuce, so he needs a king or a 9 here. And the
No,
river
not
is a
gonna do
jack.
it.
And that is
Okay,
not
well, let's
gonna
get
do
some
it.
emails here. Quentin said, hey, can we get her playing on the show every night? It'll make my subscription worthwhile. So many jokes. I'm all in. Here, another one from Eric. Tuckman is speechless. Oh, my God. Tuckman is speechless. Sonny, you rock. You're the first person to come on Live at the Bike and to completely shut Dave up.
That's from Crackhead on 2+2.
Jay Siegel here. Dave rules. Sonny, please give Dave a spanking. I should have read that one. Definitely. Yeah, this is a good one. From Jim Dolce. He says, Tuck, you are so dead if your wife sees this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much it at that time. Bring her back to the table. Bring her back.
Hey, get her on the table.
Yeah.
Not necessarily playing on the table, but on the table.
She just started playing poker recently as well. Like
Hey,
I said,
well, she just recently started doing, vivid videos.
Well, what kind of threw me off, I asked her too, though, is that usually, women and girls in the porn industry, they've got an amazing amount of videos. You know,
Right.
if they're 22, 23, I don't know how old she is. She's probably 21, 22.
Right.
They've been doing it since they're 18, and they've pumped up 200 videos already.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, by the time you're 27 or 28,
Right, yeah.
you're usually producing already, or,
Right.
you're washed up and you're out.
Right.
Obviously. Well, I mean, she's, like you said, she's done some penthouse videos.
Right.
And she'd done some other, soft core ones. But now she's into the hardcore where, as she said, she likes to strap it on and give it to her hard.
Now, BN is going to raise it up here with pocket 10s. Wow. Going to make it 90.
Unbelievable. Are there posts on 2+2 about this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get to that in a second.
Yeah.
I hope you guys appreciated that. And by the way, if you are in Vegas and you see us in Vegas, come down to the Lifestyles Convention because we'll be hanging out with Sunny,
Yeah.
Jenna Jameson, Avina Lee, and her little Chinese star. Is that what you called it?
Look at Eastern Block saying Dave is cock-blocking Bart. Cock-blocking Bart is unnecessary at best. I agree with you.
What are you talking about? I got up and I gave you a
That's
good
true.
10 minutes.
That's true. Well, yeah, that was after you were speechless. I wasn't planning on coming in and trying to...
Well, I asked her a bunch of questions. I really, there wasn't much more to ask, And I said, okay, Bart, go ahead.
You're going to get
knock
into the
stuff
down
out.
and dirty stuff, Dave.
She got kind of down and dirty. I mean, it's not like she was shy about it.
Ryan, you know all her crap.
There you go, Eastern Block. This is the best thing I have ever seen on Live at the Bike. There you go. Here's Kev Matt. I think Mrs. Tuckman may be driving down with a shotgun. Either that or Barry Woods is going to get an extra special massage next time.
Now, we got a raise here out of seat 9, ace jack of diamonds.
90 more.
$90 more here. And again, this guy's really put the he has really put a lot of pressure on the players with ace jack, Dave. But he's going to take it down here again. Button moves over here to seat number 1. Again, here we got about 2 hours left. Live at the Bike and playing 5-10, no limit hold'em.
My other mother.
Button over in BN's hands here. Now we've got a bit of chips on the table here, Dave.
Raise it to 30. Call.
And we got a raise here by seat 5 with 7-6 of diamonds. And Darrell is called here with ace-8 offsuit to a raise. Trevor's in there with the gap-suited connector. 10-7. Looks like Trevor's got the best hand here. Now, Harry's hit middle pair. He used the pre-flop raiser. He's going to make the $75 continuation bet. Is Trevor going to continue on
Yeah, that's
here?
not the flop you're looking for if you got 7-9 of clubs, is it? I mean,
Well, he's going to check call.
yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, you're in there with 7-9 of clubs. You're in there for a reason. It's not to hit that one. Got a funny.
And it goes
post here
check,
from
check
Barron.
on the turn. The river is an 8. And now Harry's going to bet. I don't know exactly what that would complete. He bets 200 now.
Well, he maybe makes 2 pair there, 10-8. Or would you bet a 10 here just for value? You go, you know what, I'm going to keep this pot small in the turn. Let me ask you this. Let's say you bet the flop with your 10, right?
Turn comes a heart.
Turn comes a heart, and the guy checks to you once, and then checks to you again. So you've now kept the pot small. Now he checks to you on the river. Would you bet ace-10 there?
Well, look at this. Trevor's going to call. Yeah. And he does, he beats Harry. You're right. I would probably value bet or an overpair as well. You might just play the same thing with an overpair.
But you might play it the same exact way. The heart comes off, so you're scared. Yeah. I want to read this post from Baron Vanger Toth. It's actually kind of funny. We had obviously a lot of posts and a lot of emails. Appreciate it. And I will say Sunny was a really down-to-earth, very cool chick. Yeah. Really like her. Here, Baron Vanger Toth. I'm going to be at the World Series of Poker in the Gut Shot booth with 2 English dudes from Gut Shot. Tuck and Bart are going to be in the adult poker party booth with Vivid Girls. Somewhere my life has gone terribly wrong. That's just funny. I'm sorry.
Butt moves over here to seat 2.
This is great. Chicken Tender quoting our commentary there. We got a raise by somebody, a re-raise by somebody. Boston wins. Poker going on. Now that's commentary. Yeah. Apparently, Pojato would be willing to teach her poker if she teaches him how to have multiple orgasms. Of course, Jive Dad's
not amused.
Jive Dad's not amused. Yeah. Enough already. I want back to the game, damn it.
8-way action here, $175 pot. Look at this top middle set here for Jeff. Now, Harry, who was the pre-flop raiser with Queen Jack, has hit top pair. And it looks like Trevor is going to throw a $125 bet here. And Harry calls with Queen Jack. Trevor and Harry have the same hand, and Jeff looks like he's going to immediate. Is he going to slow play it a little bit? He just calls here, Dave. And he's actually pushing all in. I was surprised that he was going to slow play that flop. He has actually pushed all in here. And we'll see how much more it is.
On me, correct? Yes. Okay. 875?
875, Dave. Look at that. Huge raise.
You know what? I mean, it's not a terrible raise when you start thinking about it. You go, okay, if the guy's got king, queen, if a guy has, say, ace, jack, in this game, once in a while people overplay it because they start thinking, wait a second, if you had a set, why would you bet so much? What are you scared of?
Right.
We see it all the time how the overbet sometimes works. Now, I'm not sure if Jeff is thinking that far or not, but hey.
And again, I don't know if are these guys going to commit all those chips with Queen Jack? Remember, Trevor wasn't even the pre-flop raiser. He let out into the raiser. Harry called, and now Jeff is pushed.
You've got to realize also, yes, the guy could have King Queen. He's going to throw it away, and and obviously Harry's a little more experienced. He's easily going to throw a Queen Jack.
No, that was just a big raise by Jeff. $125 bet and a call. The pot now is about $325. How about you make it $325 total?
I mean, I guess his thinking was, I only have 875 left. What am I going to do, commit half my chips? I want these people to know I'm not going anywhere.
I guess so.
A lot of times, the funny thing is, a lot of times people will almost read into that going, wait, are you scared of a call? Why don't you want to call?
Right.
Unfortunately for him, though, I wonder if one of these guys would have called. I mean, do you think Trevor calls with ace-jack there? With ace-jack or maybe king-queen, maybe he calls. Who knows?
On 2 pair action. What I did. I played you wrong. I read opposite of
75.
Yeah, I love the advice.
I think I did pretty well towards the end.
The best question you asked was, can you give me advice on how to do a threesome?
Yeah.
That was, without a doubt, the best question of the night.
Yeah.
My only questions were really just, I was just kind of dumbfounded because I was sitting there I'm like, so you're not nervous? She's like, no, I really love to have sex with women.
Look at this. Tony raised. It looked like Tony might have pulled the limp here. Darren raised with ace-10, and is Tony going to kind of play a trap? He is just going to call here. He's played the limp call with kings here,
The problem is, though, is it a trap for him?
Well, now he's got a top set.
Or is he going to play it passive? Well, now he's, like you said, he flopped top set.
Well, you were just going to play for a check raise anyways. Obviously, you're going to check that flop. Now, if you hit this thing so big, it looks like he's short.
How much money does Lynn have? Well, not Lynn. What's his name?
Darren. Darren has Tony covered. It looks like Tony's got maybe 400 there.
Apparently somewhere along the way, Lynn left and Darren came in.
So let's see what Tony's going to do. Is he just going to play it as a
Hey,
smooth
look at
call?
this physical tell, by the way. Darren has his money on his hand on his chip as if, ooh, don't raise me. I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you.
Well, Tony is check raised here, and I think he's check raised all in. And it looks It looks like it's about 175 more. I don't even think Ace 10 can call here, Dave.
Nah. It's a tough spot. Now, would you ever slow play this? Obviously, we're not big
Well, that's what I
opponents
was
of slow
going to say
play.
because we always talk about sometimes if you're short, it's right to slow play.
Right.
I mean, do you ever try to let the guy maybe catch an ace?
Well, you let him off the hook here.
Yeah.
Maybe you let him bluff one more time. Who knows? You've got to realize, obviously, if you have top set here.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're both $4,000 deep, I'd rather play a big pot, let him make a move on me, let him think I'm weak. But when he's only $400 deep, I want to see if I can get all his money in there. I really do. Yeah, that was also a little. I'm just curious. In my vast experience of threesomes,
I consider like 3 or 4 to be pretty vast for a guy my age.
your hand in the internet does not count as a threesome, okay?
Hey, buddy, we're not all married, you know.
I wasn't
My-
always.
my life
I
isn't-
wasn't always married.
I was the bartender. You were the waiter, remember?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Ching, ching, ching.
yeah.
Yeah.
But moves over here to C4.
Oh man.
$50 raise here. Cameron. Maybe he's wearing a hat, C, you know, because his name is Cameron.
That could be too.
Yeah. And a call here by BN out of position. BN might be tilting a little bit. He's down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the ace.
Yeah, and BN there obviously calling a little, calling a raise out of position with 6-9 offsuit. Big lick there. Offsuit, out of position, heads up. Not really a hand you want to be playing.
And Cameron does not bet. It goes check, check, and maybe he's trying to induce BN to bluff here.
I don't mind the play by Cameron. This is one of those cases we saw Jonas do it a couple of times where you got to realize, hey, I don't mind keeping this pot small. I only have ace, no kicker. Maybe I can induce a bluff. Keep the pot kind of small at the same time. I mean, do you really want to bet 100 and then get check raised to 400? Well, that's got to go down as one of the highlights of Live at the Bike, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, it would have been great if she was nude and all, but just what came out of her mouth?
Well, yeah, now, but what about this, though? Now
What?
Cameron raises the turn. Now, you can't beat any real ace, and you can't beat a jack. I would almost think if you're going to play it as a check, it's almost a smooth call, bluff catch, smooth call, right, on the future streets.
Well, I mean, you could play it as a raise there. You figure, okay, I got this guy to bluff at it. I'm going to take it down now. I'm pretty sure that he had the best hand. Remember, BN has been tilting
Yeah, but
a
what are
little
you
bit.
really scared of, though? Because you have top pair.
No,
there
you're
isn't
right.
really anything that's going to hurt you if you're not already beat.
Unless you think maybe BN has the same hand as you, a weak ace. Ace 5,
get
ace
him
6,
off of
ace
an
7.
ace.
You can get him
Yeah.
off that ace.
Again, we always talk about this. I don't necessarily know if that's going through the heads of these guys.
Probably
though.
not, obviously.
Yeah.
We're just putting things out there that
Yeah.
should be going through their heads. Once again, we are live at the bike. I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen. You're watching 510 No Limit Hold'em. Now, this is a new Tuesday thing for us. We're going to try to give you this game every Tuesday night. So pretty much have 4 big games a week. Should be really exciting.
Pocket jacks here for Cameron. He's raised. And look at this. BN is in there with 6-10 of diamonds this time. Ace, deuce, 5 here on the flop.
Yeah, he's just, he's drawing at straws here. He's looking for, something big. Once again, Cameron is going to check it, I think, in position.
Yep.
No, this time he's actually going to bet. Sorry? Now, before when he had the ace, he took the card, keep the pot small, but here he's putting a little money in there, kind of see where he's at. And Cameron's going to take it down.
You know, I think I asked you this like
What?
maybe like a couple months ago about you saying, would your wife let you bring another girl into the equation? Didn't I ask you that a couple months ago? And you said maybe, hopefully in the future. I think was your answer.
Jokingly, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of fit into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably something that'll never happen.
No, unfortunately not.
Probably something that'll never happen.
Hey, you never know. Like if your wife was into girls,
I got to be honest, I don't want to share my wife.
even with a girl.
No. I don't want to share my wife with anybody. I'm selfish.
I guess that's sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just, your girlfriend, some chick you meet at a bar, sure. But your wife? I don't know. I'm not into that.
Six-way action here. Well, Boston's flopped middle pair and a flush draw. And it doesn't...
How about BN is top and bottom? You know, if you play enough crap, eventually you'll flop 2 pair, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of the Mike Corporation theory
Yeah.
there.
That's real Jeff.
Yeah, he just got back.
And he's going to smooth call it only.
Wow, that is surprising.
I mean, that's a dangerous flop there. I mean, a heart comes out or any card higher than a 7, and it completes a straight. And look at that, there's a 7 of hearts.
There's the flush, and is BN just going to... Is he going to be... is he going to go bust here?
I mean, you can't beat 9-10 now. You can't beat a flush now.
Very, very much so.
Boston's going to bet 75 here.
And kind of build himself a pot, and BN's going to call this. And now you know what? He has built himself a pot big enough that he can move all in on the river, and BN should probably call.
Oh, look at this, the river.
Oh, wow, and BN
And
fills
BN
up.
fills up.
Unbelievable, look at that.
And Boston moves all in, and BN calls.
Yeah.
Unbelievable river there for Boston.
Yep.
BN is filled up on the river with King 8.
Yep, Boston sucks out on BN, and then BN re-sucks out on him.
Yeah.
And BN's going to take down what turns out to be about an $800 pot when it's all said and done.
You wonder if Boston caught an offsuit 4 there on the turn. I think he's a good enough player where if BN raises all in, you know, can he get away from it? Although he would still have the heart draw. So, I mean, he would actually have 2 pair and a heart draw. So, I mean, he'd still have a lot of outs on the river.
Yeah,
so.
and especially the way, like we've been pointing out, the way BN's been playing.
Yeah.
Can you give him credit for necessarily having a monster? Who knows?
I thought he did something else.
Private poker lessons for sex. Someone proposed on the 2+2 board.
I'm up for it. I'm willing.
Seems fair.
It seems more than fair.
You got a bottle of.
I would
obviously
say that
we were-
Sunny's rate is probably a little bit higher than what we were charging. I don't know nowadays. I've never done that, so I have no experience
Me neither.
in what that rate would be.
We established, though, that they established for 2+2 that the going rate for poker lessons from a professional
Right.
are like $300 an hour
Right.
or so. Yeah, I would assume Sunny Leone gets more than $300 an hour.
But what about like your standard, you know, girl of the night?
Your standard girl of the night, like
Yeah.
in Vegas?
Yeah.
I think I mean, depending on who you go for, I honestly don't know, but I would assume, you know, if you probably want a blowjob, maybe somebody can help us on 2+2. If you want just a blowjob, you can probably get it for like $100.
Yeah.
And if you want sex with some ugly girl, you can probably get it for a couple $100. But if you want like a good-looking girl, you probably got to pay $500 or more. I would assume. I don't know though.
Got a raise here by seat number 4, Cameron with King 10. 3 players call. Jack 6-7 here on the flop.
This is quickly turning into the Howard Stern show.
Hey, I'm a big fan. You know.
I know. Howard would be disappointed though. Howard would have had her naked.
I was trying to towards the end.
A little more persuasion though, I think.
Ran out of time. BN is going to bet out here with middle
You see her
pair.
nipples though?
I did.
Hard as little rocks, I tell you.
Well, it's kind of chilly in here.
Oh man. I thought her nipple was going to pop through the shirt. Not that I was looking or anything.
I wonder if we would have gotten in trouble if she flashed the camera.
In trouble with who?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
As I peer over to
FCC,
Edward.
we can say whatever we
No, I
want.
know. I'm just saying that I wonder if some people would be outraged for some reason.
Outraged, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We've outraged people before.
Yeah.
I seem to offend. I seem to offend at least a half a dozen people a week, so
Yeah.
I'm sure that would offend somebody.
You know, how much you would be interested in the hand if you could actually...
You know, the thing that kind of skeeved me out a little bit was when she was talking about how she likes, you know, she wants all the attention to herself, and she wants multiple guys. Now that's something that goes a little too far for me, Dave. 5 guys on 1 girl. I mean, that's
Once
she's
again,
making, like, you know,
like
saying-
when you came in, she said, "Oh, I love one after another." I have no problem.
Yeah, that's
if
a
I'm
little
first.
weird.
If I'm first, I have no problem. Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, all the power to it.
4-way action here. $30 raise here by seat 5, Harry. Well, Harry's
Well-
hit top pair. He's got a gut shot.
And obviously not a great flop to your hand, but you got top pair, you got a gut shot.
He's got the best hand. He's got backdoor spades. He's probably going to bet and take it down.
Yeah, nobody really has anything here. And this is interesting. If a jack were to come off, Darren would actually have a higher straight.
Now, did Boston call a raise with that hand? I mean, never really seen him tilt before. But he just kind of got sucked out there with the king 8. Is he going to call here with the 8?
Now, believe it or not, once in a while, in a no-limit game, if you are deep enough,
Well, he's going to raise.
the more I play, the
Yeah.
more I realize if you are deep enough, and obviously Darren is not deep enough in this case.
Yeah.
But if you are really, really deep, that king 10 there has a lot of value. And the reason it does is because if you hit your gut shot, Anybody with a 10 might lose a lot of money to you.
Right.
And that's what you're looking to do. You're looking for those gut shots where somebody else might make a really good second best hand.
And, Boston, you might figure, once in a blue moon there, Dave, and I don't know if that's what Boston did, if you've got a tight enough player, like seat 5, Harry, you could just call with anything and just plan on raising the flop.
Oh, definitely.
And you got Harry off of top pair there.
Yeah. We see it all the time, obviously, like taking one off, just floating one.
Well, not even floating. You're just actually calling pre-flop in position with the deep stack, planning on raising the pre-flop raiser, knowing that he is not going to get involved with one pair in a big pot against you.
No.
You have to have a certain type of image, though.
It's the same thing you can do, obviously, on the flop. If you think, I've done this a number of times where I have a gut shot. The flop comes out jack high. I have a gut shot,
right.
But I know the player to my right has a lot of respect for my play. I'll just smooth call the flop, and then when he checks me on the turn, I can take it away from him very easily. But you've got to know that player really well, and you have to know that he knows you.
Drop 10 in first. Raise it.
Gonna get a raise here. Get a live straddle. And I believe it was by Cameron, and he's going to raise out of the straddle spot with pocket deuces. He's going to make it 300, Dave. I mean, when I started this game at 6, it was tight game. This game is unbelievable right now.
I mean, he's betting 300 into what, an $80 pot?
Well, it was straddle around like 4 ways, so yeah, about 80 or 90.
$100 pot, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, tell me you don't love those games where people are over betting. Pretty much, I want to see every flop, and all I need to do is flop a monster, or in this case, have a big hand. Cameron just trying to steal. Once again, gambling 300 to win 100.
There's no doubt in my mind you had the best hand.
Did I want to catch my ace? I don't think I did.
Unbelievable. Seat number 2 there, Eddie. Sir Felix Cat on 2+2. Now, apparently, I think we're going to try to get her back in the booth just for a second to sign our board.
Oh, cool.
Got to get her back in here. I mean, we have, what's her name? We have Brandy Roderick from Playboy. That's right. Signed. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, Brandy was great, but Brandy came with her husband.
Hey, you know what? We're never
And Sunny came on herself. I was about to say came on herself. I didn't mean that.
You're still falling all over yourself, aren't you?
Completely.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, she can spank me when she comes back in here. I don't know if you'd get away with that on video.
Once again, I believe.
4-way action here.
No, I'm not going to go there.
King Jack 7 with a couple of speeds.
Well, Trevor and Eddie both have a pair of jacks here. Well, 6 on the turn. Once again, Eddie and Trevor still have the best hand here. Pair of jacks, and checks around again. The river's a queen, and this is going to chop up between Eddie and Trevor.
Yeah, I think the board.
Oh, look at that kicker. Board.
And it does.
Chop it up.
Again, we are going to have so much fun. Stop by there at the Lifestyle.
Oh,
Center.
definitely.
It starts, I got an email here. It starts on July, I believe it's a Thursday. Correct me if I'm wrong. July 27th. And it goes until Monday, July 31st. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. Always appreciated.
Yeah, but you got to tell Greg, somebody cover my spot for 15 minutes.
No.
Tell Greg the DC that for 15 minutes I need someone to cover the table.
Well, you know.
15 minutes, I'm going to go back into this.
Straddled pot here again, this time by seat 5. And BN is going to raise it up here with King Jack.
45
Violent penetration.
plus the top. 1 and 2.
And actually, now BN is raced up here to 45, and Harry is going to call it. Wow, 8-3 of diamonds here. Well, here we go to the flop. And look at this, Harry's got bottom 2 pair here. He's got bottom 2 pair, and he's going to lead out right into the ace.
And I love this bet.
Yeah, I do not mind this play at all.
I love
And look
the
at this,
bet.
BN's just going to take one off. He calls.
How do you take one off there with an ace on the board?
Turns a 4. And let's see if Harry's going to continue to bet here.
I would keep betting it, and I would bet small amounts, putting my opponent on ace-10 or ace-jack or even ace-queen, and I would just keep pricing him in.
Harry's going to bet 60 here, and he's kind of betting weak, hoping that maybe BN goes over the top, but
No,
BN's not
not
going to get
gonna
involved.
But one of the reasons you love that bet there, ace-8-3, you look at it and you go, well, good chance my opponent has an ace here. And if he does, and I can bet a little bit here and a little bit here and a little bit there, I'm building myself a pot. So when I finally get to the river, I can bet a large amount. You got to realize you don't really want to check raise there. You don't want to let somebody off of. I mean, let's say you had ace king or ace queen. You might call this guy the entire way.
Yeah.
But let's say he checks it to you. You bet. Now he check raises you all in, or check raises you a large amount. Your ace queen or ace jack are going to hit the muck pretty quickly.
You'll feel just like at home.
7-50.
Pocket queens here for Tony in seat number 8. And Dave, he's done this a couple of times. I mean, he's just going to call Boston's raise here. He's not going to re-raise with queens. I don't exactly know what Boston's doing. He's coming for a raise with 10-4 suited here.
An early position.
Yeah.
And we got pocket jacks in Cameron's spot. Is he going to re-raise big here out of the small blind?
Remember, Tony got outplayed against an out of position when he was out of position. No, he's just going to call. He just calls here.
What are you talking about? I mean, Tony is really...
Oh, excuse me, C3 calls with King Jack. Let's see what Cameron does.
I mean, you look at the way Tony played today, he should probably be up $1,500. Instead, he's down $1,000.
And he's going to re-raise it here with jacks. And again, I don't necessarily know if this is always the right play. It's putting a lot of money in there with jacks.
He made it 300 more, I believe. Are you kidding me?
I got to tell you, if I'm Tony, it smells like he's got 9s, 10s, or ace king. I might just push here. The way this action went out.
You never know, though. I mean, you could have kings here. I got to tell you, if I'm Tony here,
he's on the short stack.
I'm moving in.
Yeah.
If he got me beat with queens, he got me beat. Tony put to the test again, and Tony's continually put to the test because he always plays it passive.
Right.
Nobody ever knows where he's at. They always think he's weak because he plays it so weak, so they try to play strong against him.
Well, the worst thing for him to do is just to call and then fold if an ace or king comes out.
Oh, he's only got.
Well, he's going to call here.
How much does he have left?
Looks like he might have maybe
300 left?
300 left. He calls.
So he puts half his money in the pot. Now, I got to tell you, no matter what the flop is, the rest of his money should go in. Once you put half your money
Absolutely,
in.
it has to. It has to.
There's no way. Because you got to realize, inherently, this pot is now going to be $800. And when the other guy moves 300 in, it will be $1,100 pot, 300 to call. You're going to get 3.5 to 1 on your money, almost 4 to 1 on your money. It's a no-brainer. Push it all in.
Like I said, the worst thing for him is if a high card comes and he gets scared away. Wow, it's all rags here.
Well, Cameron's got outs, though. Cameron gets a 10 or a jack now, or running diamonds.
And the only thing that Cameron can beat now is pocket 10s. Tony calls. Cameron, like you said, he can catch backdoor diamonds, he can catch a jack or a 10.
Yep.
And this spot is going to be over $1,000 here, folks.
Yep, Cameron's a 3 to 1 dog.
Turns to 5.
You can catch a 6 to chop it up now.
Yeah, 6 would make a straight on board. Here we go to the river. And the river's a 3, and Tony's going to win it there with queens.
Yeah, Tony doubles up there. But you can kind of look at it like, Tony doubled up, but he doubled up because he got kind of lucky that he had queens, somebody else had jacks, and they really pushed the action, and he called him.
The more and more we do the 3 to 5 game, and for some reason this week I've played a lot of 3 to 5 just because the 500 game actually didn't start in the casino until Live at the Bike started around 6 o'clock, just because we had a 1,000 game going from overnight, Dave, so it kind of took some of the player pool out of there.
Right.
The more and more people are astounded when somebody turns over a higher pocket pair in the 3 to 5 game. Like, say, Tony had kings or aces there. Because nobody in the 3 to 5 game, they always will re-raise with jacks, queens, kings, or aces.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to realize, a lot of the players that are playing the 3 to 5 game, either A, are relatively new to poker in the landscape in the sense that they're watching WPT. They're watching six-handed. They see how jacks or queens are move all in hands, right?
Yeah.
Or they come from a limit hold'em background, and pocket jacks, queens, kings, or aces are usually 3-bet hands.
Right.
In limit hold'em. Now, jack's not always, but I think that's part of the reason why. Now, obviously, as you move up in the games, you've got to realize that when you're re-raising with jacks or queens, you've got to realize how vulnerable you can be.
So next time with the pocket jacks, you gonna move all in or limp in?
Pretty good raise,
Limped around here, buttons over in seat 4.
Got to thank John Exner there. Apparently, he sent us Sunny Leone's MySpace.
Then they do when you just raise 300 right off the bat.
No lessons, sir. No lessons.
Yeah, like
8-6-4 here with a couple of hearts.
Ray's talking to me in the background, and I got to tell you, Ray, that's exactly what I was thinking, man. I was just, what do you say to that?
BN is going to lead out here with Queen. Yeah, she said she liked Asian girls, too. That's something I forgot.
Well, that's what you got to the Asian girl thing and the whole starfish thing, man? Are you kidding me?
you got called for 300, you don't have to. He's only got 2 something behind.
She's got 11,000 friends.
Well, she's got 11,000. Well, no. See, she had 11,603 friends. Now she has 11,605 friends.
The last person to call, that's why.
I mean, he doesn't want 5 people in a pot with fucking weed, so that's why I couldn't put him on that.
You know, one thing I didn't ask her, and I don't know, she said she's done one movie. Has she done hardcore porn then?
Yeah, the one Vivid movie. She said.
Okay, she has
one
done
Vivid
one,
movie. she's
one
done.
hardcore.
That's one on the shelf right now.
But it's not necessarily with a guy. It was girl on girl.
Girl, that's her contract's girl on girl.
So she hasn't really done a film video with a guy yet.
She's not going to. Her contract's girl on girl.
No, I know, but I mean, you know, that could change when she gets a couple years older. You never know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ace King, you're going to call no matter what he
Limped around here. 8-way action here.
I got to ask you a question about porn because I'm curious, and I'm going to ask our viewers too.
Jack 4 deuce with a couple spades.
Brace yourself.
Well, Eddie's got King Jack here. Well, Tony's
Trouble hand there, but you got to put some money in there, see where you're at.
It's actually the Jack of spades. Tony does not have a flush draw here. Eddie has bet here with King Jack.
It is Jack Deuce of spades with the 4 of clubs.
Yeah.
Tony has really nothing there.
As you
And,
can see, Eddie is well out in front of the field here.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to call this. Okay, I'm curious now. Do you prefer the girl on girl porn, or do you like the guy girl or guy girl girl porn? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't need to see dick.
So you like the girl on girl?
I just don't need to see dick. I don't need to see it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I would say, what I would prefer.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not a guy that's actually big into porn or big into, like, strip
Right.
clubs.
Right. No, I mean, strip clubs for me are nothing.
Especially strip clubs, man. It doesn't really do much for me. I mean, I know some of my friends, man, they're all over that.
The strip club
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
It doesn't do much for me, I got to tell you.
I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing a girl like that who's
I would rather-
into a strip club.
I would rather go to
That would
like
be fun.
no, that would be hot as hell.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
bring her into a strip club.
Right.
But I would rather go to a club like Pure or something like that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just have a good time.
Yeah.
With a couple of buddies and hanging out. The girls are probably better looking there than the strip club anyway.
Ace Queen of clubs here, seat 2.
Who was that? Oh man, the funniest comedian. Oh man. Oh, it's driving me nuts. I can't think of him.
Got a raise here to 45 by Eddie.
Always big chips in the so your opponents can see your glove.
And look at this. Boston is called here with 9-5 hearts, and BN, man, he's playing any 2 here, Dave.
Well, you know what? Sometimes when you fall down and you lose a little bit of money, you start getting a little desperate and you start thinking, well, maybe any 2 cards could be the one that I'm going to win with.
Well,
it's kind of a gambler's mentality of almost like betting on a race or betting on a baseball game where you go, I can't lose, and I don't want this to be the flop where I would have flopped a full house and miss it.
right, it's like kind of like those action junkies.
Exactly. I need to play this game because maybe this is the one.
Boston's going to lead out here. He actually flopped the 9, and it's good. He's going to take it down.
And oftentimes you see that when players are down, they lose a little bit of money, and then suddenly cards they wouldn't even be limping in with in late position. Suddenly they're calling raises in early position with. Reminds me, Ron White. Do you know Ron White, the comedian? Absolutely hysterical. He is so funny. Anyway, he was talking about he had some sort of joke, and he was saying how, the guy was like, he was talking to his brother or his friend or something, and the guy's like, hey, are you gay? And he's like, no, I'm not gay. So Ron White goes to him, you like porn? He goes, yeah, I like porn. He's like, you like it when when the guy's got a small little pecker? He goes, no, man, I want the guy to have a big, hard, throbbing. Oh, shit. Funny, man. I tell you, if you guys can catch Ron White, he is hysterical.
Straddled pot here. And the straddler is going to raise it up here with ace-9, which again is not actually necessarily that bad of a play if you're going to straddle in a full ring game. He's going to make it 70 to go.
Well, the only problem, obviously, is you're raising out of the straddle spot. You get called, then what do? But it kind of comes with the territory. If you're going to kind of play that laggy, like, okay, I'm going to straddle there, you can't just wait for aces or kings to do it.
Nothing good for you. Yeah, it was a flop.
It was not the flop set.
No, it was just some cards that slipped down randomly.
Here we go with the another chip count.
Wow, almost over 11,000 on the table. Trevor's got the table covered at 2,700. Darren bringing up the rear. Tony's made a nice comeback there. He doubled through with those queens. Let's see how they're doing.
Probably wouldn't do that in New Mexico.
And there it is. Trevor up 1,200. Jeff up 1,000. Tony now up 400. I still say he should probably be up close to 1,500 or 2,000 tonight. But you never know. Obviously, one hand changes the whole entire night. BN there down $1,200.
Got another post here, Dave, on 2+2. WPT Insider.
By the way, this is a pretty prototypical 5-10 game, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's a crazy game, and it's an action game, but in terms of the money, it's not too big like a normal Mike Corporation game.
Right.
But it's not like a passive little 3-5 game that we saw sometimes.
7-8 of clubs here against Queen 7, and BN's got trip queens.
I mean, you can certainly see how you or I, a professional poker player can clearly make a living in this game. And I'd say to the tune of about $100 an hour, or even better if the game is good. And get to the post after the hand.
Well, BN checked blind. Boston's going to bet, and BN is flop trip queens. And again, like you said, if he plays enough garbage, it's going to hit him in the face.
Well, you play every single hand, you're going to get hit. You got to realize, though, he's hit now 2 pair. One time he hit a full house in the river. He's now hit trips. His stack's not really getting any higher, though.
Now, did he check raise there? Yeah, it looked like he check raised. Boston's totally missed. I mean, this is always a great one where if you've got 7-8 of clubs and the guy calls you on the flop and you pick up a club draw, you can check the turn.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Boston's probably easily going to get away from this.
Well, this is one of those cases where, if the guy was deep enough, maybe you think the guy's full of crap and you can make a re-raise. But in this case, BN just doesn't have that much money. And Boston's going to
and the other thing, though, too, is that you don't even know if you would get BN off of a king. Isn't there going to be a better spot that you can play?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, in this case, BN doesn't have enough money. But let's say BN had $1,500 or $2,000. Now you smooth call his raise.
Yeah, but even then, though, he might not get off of a king, and I still might wait for a better spot.
Against BN, yeah. 100%. You never know.
WPT Insider on 2+2 says, I hope Tuckman liked working his last show tonight. Once his wife gets wind of this show, it's over for him. Probably will be going solo or having the girl switch out as his new commentator. Yes.
Pocket kings for Cameron there in seat number 4.
I don't know what this hand is. So
Man, I'm not like some pussy whipped bitch. I mean, come on. I'm a guy. I do my own thing.
And look at this, just a limp here by Cameron.
Well, he got the raise from Boston.
Yeah.
Boston raised it up with
10-5 offsuit. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing. They're trying to buy himself the button, I guess. Thinking the table's somewhat passive. Maybe he can run the table over in position. Tony's going to call him with pocket 3s, and that's going to bring Cameron out. Well, Cameron's going to be in there anyway, but Cameron's going to raise this, you assume, although Cameron is somewhat short. Does he want to play this cagey?
Well, I was going to say, if it was heads up against him in Boston, he could call here and make a check raise all in on the flop.
Well, that's the whole point.
On a non-ace flop.
I got to tell you, I'm so short here, I would probably play this pretty soft. He only has about $300. I would probably smooth call, check it, let a bet happen, and then I'm going to move all in on the flop, and I'll take the risk with my kings. If they beat me, they beat me. So
again, it's kind of a little bit of a paradox when you're short stacked. It goes against some of the things that we always preach. It is correct to play it cagey and tricky to try to get all the money in, because when we always talk about fast playing things, we're normally talking about deep stack poker and fast playing to deceive. But in a case where you're short stack, there's no real need to deceive, and you don't have to build yourself a pot up at all. So you just want to get it so that you can get the guy to put money in so he feels committed to the hand.
Well, that's the whole point, right? Yeah. I mean, if he smooth calls there, the pot is $120.
Right.
You check the flop no matter what comes out. Boston will probably put a little continuation bet of about $100 in there. Let's say Tony calls or folds. It makes no difference. Let's say Tony folds, though. You then move all in, and if Boston has any piece of it at all, he feels committed to the pot because it's only like 150 more. Pot's like 500. The pot's laying him 4-1.
Now, Tony is going to raise it up here to 50 with pocket 9s. Boston had limped in with 6s. Ace-queen there for Jeff. He limped in. He's going to call. And BN there, again, up and down. King 5 of diamonds. Well,
it's better than the Jack 4 offsuit he was playing before. Well, hey, how about that? Top and bottom.
Boy, BN's flopped 2 pair now a lot, huh?
Yeah, the deck is now hitting him in the face. I mean,
I got to tell you, I'm going to predict that Tony's not going to bet. If BN plays a cagey, Jeff's got a gut shot here to the Jack. Will BN check this flop in position?
We got to think a lot of cards can kill him.
50.
Oh, he's going to bet.
Well, there you go. If you play the cagey, obviously a lot of cards can kill him. Think about it. A 9 would kill him, a 6 would kill him, a jack would kill him. But in this case, obviously, he's going to take this down.
And look at this, though. Boston's going to check raise all in. He doesn't buy it.
Well,
Wow.
He's in trouble.
And look at this. BN is deep.
BN's pretty deep, yeah.
He's going anywhere.
Oh, he's not going anywhere. BN's got $600 there, I think. I'm going to estimate he's got $600, and BN's going to call.
Calls. And Boston is in horrible shape. He's going to need to catch a 6 or running hearts here. Boston says you want to make a deal.
And they're talking about making a deal here, but there's not much. I mean, Boston's got 2 outs, and BN says, "No, forget it, man. Let's run it."
Okay.
You know, and I think,
Turns at 10. That's a horrible card for BN.
it doesn't change anything.
I know
though.
it doesn't.
Right.
River's a 9. And he's going to turn over King 5, and I guess everybody's going to assume that Boston might have been on a flush draw.
Yeah.
King 5.
Well, once you see, obviously he goes, I hate the 10 there. You put the guy on King, Queen, or Ace, King, and you think the 10 kills you. And then when he can't beat it, obviously you probably assume he has Queen, Jack, or a heart draw and missed it. Now, would you move? Let me ask you this. Let's say Boston had something like an Ace, Jack of Hearts or Ace, Queen of Hearts. Would that be a big enough hand to make that move with? You talk about it where he has a gut shot plus the nut flush draw. It's a pretty big
How
hand.
about Queen, Jack of Hearts?
Yeah, oh, that's obviously
Yeah.
even more so. Queen, Jack of Hearts, the one hand that got there.
Yeah.
But look at that BN. He was on a respirator before, but he comes back, and he is now, I want to say, back to $1,500.
Power on the table is shift.
Boston playing a very peculiar brand of poker tonight.
That's one word for it.
Oh, thanks.
And Boston are usually a very solid player. I like his game a lot. But the funny thing is we see all these players playing the show so much, you've got to realize that you're not going to see everybody's A game all the time. And we've seen Mike Wu, a phenomenal poker player in his own right. We've seen him play not his A game. We've seen Yoshida Kano play a little strange. We've seen Mo play weird. All these players obviously very good poker players.
How about Jonas?
Jonas, of course.
Jonas looks like a real genius one day, and then you don't know what the hell he's doing the next day.
He looks like he'd never played the game before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, and if you and I were to play the game enough, they'd probably see us look like idiots too once in a while.
That's where I put him, that 10 spiked off.
Once again, we're live at the bike. I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen. Got a cool promotion that's going to be going on. You know, I'm headed to Vegas tomorrow. I'm going to be playing in the Pop Limit tournament tomorrow.
So you're not going to be with us tomorrow night, huh?
Right. Unless actually, you know what? If they're not giving Negreanu the money back and Negreanu's not going to play in the World Series and they're not giving you the money back, I'm not playing any more events.
Come on, D-Man. Do something,
Damn it.
huh?
7-way action here.
Put my foot down.
10-7-5 here on the flop. Ace-10 over here for seat 6. Jeff. He's going to bet 50 here. He's got top pair. Now, 8-9 here for seat number 9. He's open-ended. There's a 2 flush out there, though. Tony has called with the 8-9. Actually, Tony has called with Ace-8. Seat 9 has 8-9. So we'll get that fixed in a second. 4-way action here. Here we go to the turn. The turn is a 7.
Well, actually, Tony's got Ace-8 of clubs, right?
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
He's got the flush draw. There we go. And Boston, he did not stay in there, so he has not caught trip 7s. And now it's a $150 bet here by Jeff.
Well, you know, Jeff thinks he's got the best hand. There are a lot of draws out there, and I like the bet by Jeff. He's going to charge him. He goes, you know what, maybe somebody's on clubs, maybe somebody's on 6-8 or 8-9, and I'm going to charge him.
What was Harry doing there, calling the flop with Jack-9 with a 2 flush?
Tony threw it away there, obviously, when the board paired, and I don't mind that laydown.
Right.
If somebody had a set there, you're drawing dead with Ace-8 of clubs.
And his ace is no good either.
Right.
If he hits the ace, it's no good.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes some people get stuck on the fact that, well, I've got the nut flush. Oh, there she is. What table is that? Stud high low? Is that the stud high low table she's playing?
Oh, she's playing with play chips. How cute.
Oh, look at that.
And who?
Who's playing with her? Ronnie.
Ronnie?
Are they-
Are you kidding me? How did we get that assignment? You got to be kidding me. Why are we on Ronnie? I got to tell you, man, Isaac, probably one of the best directors I've ever worked with. He's phenomenal. But that was a very odd choice.
creatively?
Artistically more. So.
Got a raise here out of seat 3 with ace queen of diamonds, $50. Now, is BN going to call with 9-5 suited here in seat number 1?
Hey, I need 2 cards, man.
Now, Cameron's real short. Wow, he's going to call with 5-4. This is a great game, Dave.
Phenomenal.
I mean,
phenomenal game.
I don't know what some of these guys are doing. Dean's out of there. Dean is out of there.
Well, 4-5 is flopped a straight draw, and I'm assuming you might as well move in.
Yeah, he moves all in.
That's the play.
That is the play, as opposed to a check raise when you don't have any chips.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, this is a case where you do not want to check raise.
Right.
Because if you check raise, your guy with ace queen is pot committed, and now you have to catch to beat him. And you can see that they're pretty much a coin flip. But now you have fold equity. Trevor cannot call this. Trevor really can't call this because you have to almost have to assume that Darren has pocket pair, say 7s, 8s, even 10s, who knows, 6s.
Hey, ace 7.
Darren takes it down.
Yeah. I guess if you're going to play 5-4, that's the way to play it. So interesting promotion, actually really exciting. Kind of cool. We got first time I went to Vegas, obviously. I apparently spurned a lot of people. Well, I know it was kind of a joke, but this time I'm going to Vegas. And I'm going tomorrow, and I'm going to be at the Rio for the World Series of Poker. Start at 2 p.m., pot limit hold'em, $2,500 event. I'm playing in tomorrow's event. And then I'm staying at the Bellagio Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights. What I'm looking for is I want somebody to come up to me and say hi and get a picture of me and email it to live@thebike.com. The first person to do that will win a prize.
What prize is that?
I don't know yet. We're coming up with it. But it'll be a cool prize. It'll be a cool prize, though. So just come up to me, say hi, take a picture of me with your camera phone or something, and email it to live@thebike.com, and you win a prize. But it's
now, Tony is straddled here, and we get a raise under the gun with pocket 7s. Harry's got ace-10 of diamonds. He wants to play it on the button, but I think he knows that he probably shouldn't for a raise. Sometimes those suited cards can be pretty, but not a great hand that he has there.
No, not at all.
And he folds.
I mean, especially when you realizing who is raising there and how much money he's putting in there in relation to his stack.
Yeah, Darren's still not all that deep.
Tony with the 6 deuce there, joking there, throws it away.
So again, what I brought up as we have a little over an hour left in the show, and no one got back to it as we had Sunny Leone in the booth.
All right.
Did Negreanu get a refund? How does that play into my situation? Should I be angry? Does it not change anything? It's still 100% my fault, as some people point out, that I didn't check my ticket.
Right, exactly. Obviously, you're at fault in that case. But the fact of the matter is, the reason he gave you, he said to you, he goes, listen, I know you're being honest, right? He said to you, he didn't suspect that you were cheating. He didn't suspect that you didn't really want to play in it. He knew it was an honest mistake. But he said to you he could not give you a refund because you were blinded off. Well, then why would Negreanu get his money back and you not?
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Hey, here's a great opportunity for you to look in front of your girl, man.
That's brutal. Oh, yeah, that's going to work.
45.
Not even going to dignify it with a response.
Raised here by C4.
Cameron raising it up here. Cameron really getting liberal with his raises here. He's raising it up with Jack 7 suited. Harry's going to call him with the Ace 10. Now, Ace 10 there, I got to tell you, I'm probably re-raising this guy, or I'm folding.
Well, he just, it goes check, and the turn's a 7, and Cameron gets there.
Yeah, I got to tell you, though, Ace 10 offsuit, even if you think a guy is getting out of line, even more so, if you think he's getting out of line and he doesn't have a lot of money, I don't want to smooth call Ace 10 offsuit. I want to take the betting lead, get it, isolate, and get it heads up with that guy. Now, it's funny, obviously, in the Sklansky-Miller book that I've been touting, they actually talk about why not to isolate in no limit hold'em as opposed to limit hold'em, where you're looking to isolate a lot.
Right.
But this is the one case where I think if you think somebody's getting out of line and he's not very deep, well, then I'm either going to fold Ace 10 offsuit or isolate. Probably more often just fold it, though.
There's a big ass clock right over there. That's not big.
Bud moves over here to seat 7 in Boston.
Now, one thing nice, actually, while we're in Vegas, it'll be really cool to be hanging out with Sunny and Jenna and all these other girls. Because any questions that we didn't miss, we can get down there. We will get them on camera, hopefully. Oh, plenty of time to interview her down there. Or up there, actually.
Up there, down there, brown star.
I always say Vegas is down there for some reason. I don't know why.
Five-way action here, limped around.
Yeah, Queen 7 deuce there. A couple of clubs.
Yeah, Boston's got a flush draw. Darren's got Queen 9. He's going to come out and bet here from the big blind.
Who's this? Is this the conversation?
That's 60.
He bet 60.
So Live at the Bike has turned into the Howard Stern show. Basically.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Apparently it's
This
really,
is what I'm
really
paying
live at the bike.
$14.95 a month for.
Really live.
And look at this. Boston's going to move in.
Now, this is a play that's a little obviously makes more sense. If you get called, you know you stalled out.
Yes.
With the pocket sixes, obviously, if he gets called, he's in really
and
bad
Darren's
shape.
going to put it in there with Queen 9. He's going to make the call.
He's a 2-1 favorite here. Boston is going to need a club here and a club only.
Yeah, he doesn't pick up a backdoor straight draw. He needs a club.
I have to slow down.
And it's not going to happen there. Boston says he has 10 high there. Darren's going to win it with Queen high and a pair of queens. You know, and I don't mind the call, obviously, there by Darren. I'll tell you why. The way Boston has been playing and the way he's been pushing with what look like draws, there's no reason to think he's not on a draw there also. Why not call? Even if he had an ace-high flush draw, he's only got 12 outs. I'm still a small favorite. You know, and with the money in the pot, I've definitely got the odds to call. Once again, live at the bike. I believe my blog has been updated.
Whenever possible, I fold.
On the left-hand side of the screen. Under the Gun with Tuckman.
Yeah, and the video blog is up from last week.
Right, so after the show, check it out.
Yep.
All good.
Some really interesting hands we were talking about last week.
Yeah, me
Talking
against
about
Mo. I
value.
thought that was an interesting hand.
Talking about value betting there.
Probably hasn't gotten that.
Are you convinced now, by the way, and people that watch the video blog later will know what we're talking about, are you convinced now that he probably would have called you with pocket kings?
Yeah, I think he would.
Yeah. Mo, I mean, specifically Mo.
I don't think he should have, but I think he would have.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But Mo, yeah, Mo doesn't make big
Yeah,
layouts.
yeah. Got a raise here by Boston to 30 with pocket nines. And Tony now, he's got a mini re-raise with sixes. He makes it 60. And now look at Eddie. He's got ace-king offsuit. Sir Felix the Count over there in C2.
Well, I got to tell you, if I'm Eddie, I might muck this. Tony hasn't raised all night.
Now
And
he's
he
gonna
actually,
re-raise.
remember, he limped with queens, and when somebody raised, he just called with queens. So I got to put Tony on aces or kings right now.
Well, how about Cameron's hand? King
Oh.
jack suited.
Come on, baby. There you go.
And now, though, for Harry, I might come in now with that hand in the middle.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, out of all the hands, I actually hate Eddie's hand. Out of position with ace-king offsuit, really a tough hand to play. If you catch a king here, you really don't know where you're at. What does Tony have? Couldn't Tony have aces? I mean, in this case, obviously, he's got sixes, but how do they know that?
I know he's not raising.
50 more, man.
Well, Jeff has got jack 9 offsuit. He might come in here as well.
I got your crap beat.
I know. You all got my crappy.
Come on, baby.
All right.
Look at that.
He calls.
I guess I got a call.
I gotta look at my hand one more time.
And obviously, Tony was trying to isolate Boston there. Boston was all in,
So, man, I got that.
and it didn't
Save
work.
the 180 for me. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, a mini isolation raise, that's
Yeah.
a little weak.
If you're gonna make a raise there, make it 100 more.
Okay. Better be 180 when I get it. Minus
some
the
broad
So we had $180 in the main pot. We got one person all in.
We got a huge side pot though.
Hey, stay here, baby. Hold on.
Yeah, it's 30. Yeah, it's 180 on the side, 180 in the main.
Okay, so 360 total. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Minus that.
Remember, Tony is the pre-flop re-raiser, but will he bet if overcards come? He checked sixes before.
Well,
There's the ace, and now if you're Eddie, and look at Cameron's hand. That's about as good as it gets. I mean, he's got king jack hearts. He's got a gut shot and the nut flush draw.
yeah, that's a good flop for Mike. And he is not very deep. I got to imagine. Look at this. Eddie's going to bet right into the field.
Yeah,
And I got to imagine if you are Eddie here, you are moving all in.
It's a $480 pot. I think you just call anyways, right? With 2 cards to come here. I mean, you've got people behind you. Maybe you just call and hope that somebody else comes in behind you as well. You're not going to drive anybody
Oh, I see
out.
what you mean. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Probably a smooth call here.
Yeah.
With the intention, though, you're obviously going to call the turn no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you have to.
You're right. Obviously, a smooth call is much better than a raise there. You don't want to drive people out behind you because you need help.
I mean, Eddie has bet 300, so you're getting, maybe 1.75 to 1. You're going to assume all the money's going to go in.
Well, there's 660 in there. What are you talking about? It's 300 to win 660.
Oh, you're right. Excuse me. I was thinking it was 180. You're right.
Yeah.
It's 660. Yeah.
Getting more than 2 to 1.
I think you just call here.
And he's short.
Yeah. I don't think you would raise because of your chip stack here, because of your stack size here. There's no fold equity. You don't want to drive. Maybe if you call, Harry comes in behind you.
Yeah, and that's what you want. Exactly.
If you're on a lower flush draw, though, you might push it all in because you don't want somebody with.
And he's just going to push it in here, though. But your analysis is actually dead on right here. My first instinct was to move it in, but when you think about it, moving in is really pointless. Your opponent probably has an ace. You're going to need a 10 or a heart to win this. Why not get more players in behind you?
Yeah, and he pushes in, and we'll see how much more it is. But look at Harry. I think Harry's going to fold it now. But if he had just called, although Harry's a pretty good player, you gotta think if you're Harry and the guy in seat 4 calls and he's short, you gotta almost assume he's on hearts, higher hearts.
It's tough. I mean, it's tough. Harry might be sitting there going, "Well, I'm getting like 4 to 1 on my money here," but at the same time, are my cards live? That's the question you've always got to realize when you have a naked flush draw, especially a 7 high one.
So how much more is the all-in there? That's the question. Seat number 4. It's a $300 bet. Looks like it's 225 more here.
So you got to realize, obviously, one of the reasons I don't like Ace King out of position here is now Eddie has bet into the field, right? How easy would it be for Tony to have pocket queens or pocket nines? You know what I mean? Something like that.
Well, so it's a $1,400 pot, and it's about $525 here for Harry to call. So, I mean, he's looking at it like he's getting almost 3 to 1, and everyone's taught, well, if you're getting 2 to 1, you can call an all-in with a flush draw. But Harry's got to realize there's a really good chance that his hearts might not be pure here.
That's the problem. You also have to realize you're putting in like $500, and that's only for one card. So what are you going to do on the turn if you miss?
Yeah, especially if Harry has more money left, too.
Exactly.
And he mucks. So this is going to be close. And he's going to be a slight favorite, maybe 55-45 here,
Yeah,
Dave.
so, that's about right there.
If we get, Boston's in there with 9-10. Boston's going to need to catch a 10 or a 9 to improve.
Well, the 10's no good, though, because King Jack would be a straight.
That's right. So he needs a 9, and it's an ace 9.
Right. He's in terrible shape.
Because Jeff had Jack 9.
Make a deal for that pot. Okay. We did it up to you.
And I believe they're going to run it there. Everybody's all
maybe
in.
running it on the side. It's an $1,100 side pot, about $360 in the main. Are they going? Yeah, they're going to run it 2 times for the side pot here, Dave.
There you go.
I knew I was drawing dead. I knew I was.
And look at Harry. Harry said, "I knew I was drawing dead. I knew I was drawing dead," and he's right.
So here
nice
we go to
laydown.
the turn.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Turns a 9, the case 9 for Boston. And he wins the main pot, Dave.
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me? Turn is a 4. And
Oh,
the river is
wow.
a 10, so they're going to chop the side.
No, the 10 makes Cameron a straight.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to chop the side because they ran it twice. They're going to chop the side
Oh,
pot.
I see what you mean. Okay, thank
They're
you.
going to chop the side pot, and Boston wins the main pot.
What a terrible run there for Sir Felix Cat there.
Yeah.
Eddie, he loses the main pot to a 9 and chops it up.
Well, you have to expect, though, that more often than not, probably more than, say, 50% of the time, it's going to get chopped up as opposed to someone winning both ends of it.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, if you were to do the math, and obviously I'm doing it off the top of my head, you would probably say King Jack of Hearts versus Ace King there. It'll probably be chopped up, say, 65% of the time.
Yeah.
Ace King will probably win both, say, 25% of the time. King Jack will win both times, say, 12 or 13% of the time. Something along those lines. Obviously rough off the top of my head. I think I actually added it up to about 103%. Yeah, Pat, this is great. John E. says, Ryan is no longer the hardest working person on Live at the Bike, but it looks like he's working it.
Good bet that is, man. I would.
There she is.
Funny.
Looks like she's intense over there, Dave. Pretty intense. Who is that guy with the cell phone? Get him out of the way. Ray, come on, push him out of the way.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, and basically Boston there makes 100. He makes 6 times his money, Dave. You put $30 in and you won 180.
You know, it's an interesting point here. Jack 911 actually says something. And it's interesting, and I'm going to throw it at you, Bart. Ask you what you say. They're talking about why Negreanu might get his money back. As well, because he's Daniel freaking Negreanu. But Tuck has a money-making opportunity. When you're in Vegas, shake down the Harris people, you get half of whatever you get back for Bart. Okay, I'm not really interested in doing that. If I got your money back for you, I'd give it all back to you. Easily. I wouldn't want a penny. Maybe you could buy me a beer. But what happens if you could put out there, and somebody knew somebody that could get you your money back? Might you give them a little cut?
Maybe like a reward.
Exactly.
Who won the first hand? He did? He won the first hand.
Seat number 1, new player Dharma. Now look at this. Harry raised it up here. Jeff called in between, and Tony has re-raced with Jax here, Dave.
Wow. Well,
He
now
raised it up to 100 more.
Now Tony's kind of playing aggressive here, and he gets called in both spots.
Well, it's 100
Amazing.
total, so it's a $360 pot. Well, that's a nice overpair here for Tony.
Yep. Tony playing a little more aggressive now.
Again, it's about a $350 pot here. He's going to bet 200.
Well, that's a fine bet. $300 pot, $200 bet. It's not a real. I mean, you got to realize. Do you think somebody called me with 6-7 $100 bet? Maybe. Probably not, though.
I'm hoping to hit a king or an ace. Or no, a king.
And look at Tony there. You got to tell you, you look at the stark difference between the beginning of the night where he played it really passive and probably gave away $1,500. Here he's playing a little more aggressive, takes down a pot.
Yeah, you know, maybe there would be a cut in there for somebody. Hey, we'll see.
Yeah, I would have much preferred to take a turn.
Like I said, I did.
If somebody were to get you, if somebody can get you 3,000 of the 5,000, it's better than zero, right?
I did talk with Scott Huff before the show because I wanted him to possibly. I thought that was somewhat of a newsworthy
I think it's 100. I told you, I thought the angle to go at to try to get your money back was the fact that you are part of media,
right?
And the fact that you could use your influence and your place in the media to really, show Harris in a good light. Hey, tough luck guy gets money back from Harris. And I had no problem when they didn't give you your money back. But if they're going to give Negreanu the money back, as far as I'm concerned, you are entitled to get your money back too.
Well, yeah, exactly.
They can't make an example and say, well, Negreanu's Negreanu, and they're worried that he's going to give him bad press if he doesn't get his money back.
Well, yeah, they can. What do they get? I mean, that's basically what they've done, right?
Well, if they do, though, it's not like you don't know people that you can't go to. And let it be known.
King 4 deuce here with a couple spades. Well, Darren has got King 10 over there in seat 9. And he is good.
Although you wonder if Scott Huff could even write a bad article about Harris, considering card players' affiliation with Harris.
He said
now.
that he was kind of getting a little bit of odd pressure from all sides because his show has brought, some critical things about the World Series of Poker. Like I said, I got to go and listen to the last few episodes as he's done because apparently there's all kinds of stuff going on. Some of the old timers, they say, are just fed up. Some of the old time media that used to cover it are fed up by the fact that they don't really have access to do anything that they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to hear him bash Harris. I mean, I think they're doing a fine job. But in the end of it all, there's a difference when you get kind of a family to run the biggest tournament in the world,
right?
Or you get a big corporation to run the biggest tournament in the world.
Now, Boston is pushed all in here with pocket jacks. Seat number 1's got ace king here.
I like this play by Boston. Remember, he just showed down 10-9.
And ace king, he's going to call. He's going to call.
I wonder if somebody would have called him with ace 10. Now, Dharma's new to the game. He doesn't know that Boston's, kind of been mixing it up a little bit.
It's interesting because I've never seen Dharma play in this game, and I'm usually pretty familiar with all the players.
Yeah. A lot of new players, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of new faces here. But you like the new faces, don't you?
So here we go. It's a race here. It's a $400 pot. Pure race. Obviously, Boston's about a 56, 57% favorite here. Straight blockers, and there's the king right in the door. You can't even make backdoor spades here either because Dharma's got the ace. Oh, the jack peels on the turn.
There you go.
And that's it. It's over. River's a 5.
Yeah, Boston's going to fill up here with jacks full of 5s.
Yeah.
Takes it down. And it looks like a bad beat, but you know what? All the money went in pre-flop, was pretty much 50-50. Boston a slight favorite.
You wonder what's going on over there with Evelyn tonight, too.
You can't keep him down. You can't keep him down.
Was she possibly distracted by Sunny as well?
She's a distracting girl.
Yeah.
Hey. I got to give you credit. I got to tell you. You did a really good job. I was very impressed with your interview. I really was.
I impressed myself.
You were really good. I mean, I think coming in second was definitely easier.
Probably was. I probably might have been thrown off about how open, but if I had kind of known that it was going to be like
That's what I
I
meant.
could have done it.
It was funny. Like I said, I talked to her before, and she said, "Oh, you can ask me anything." I just didn't realize she would be so frank and so open, and obviously that kind of stunned me to say the least. But you did a great job. I got to tell you. Asked her some really interesting questions.
I thought this was going to be a 3 to 5 game.
Like I said, in the end, though, no, I don't think anybody was really interested in what I was saying anyway.
Bring that much money, you know.
Ace King here for Dharma again.
He raises it up here.
And he's going to take it down pre-flop.
Well, you know, sometimes people gave me, I mean, I think it was satirically a hard time with Liz Lou being in here, but I think that went pretty well, too. I mean, it's very, very intimidating for anybody who has not seen the studio. We're talking about actually trying to do, like, real poker in here, to come in and actually do it.
Right, obviously it's a little different for Sunny here. She's coming in here. She's not doing poker at all. She's here just being interviewed, which she's done 100 times.
Right, exactly.
She's very comfortable in front of a camera.
Right.
She's obviously very comfortable with her own sexuality.
Right.
But yeah, it's difficult. We've seen Liz Lou. Remember we had Min Win in here, and he came in here and he was completely like, oh my God, what do I do?
Not Min the Master, but Min Win.
Right.
Min Win.
Remember when we actually shot out? He looked at himself on the camera and he was like, oh my God.
Don't you love it when you have the cards and nobody has a hand?
Raise here by seat number 9. With
Darren takes it down.
clubs.
Once again, live at the bike. You can catch us every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Bart's going to be going solo tomorrow night and Thursday night. Once again, look for me in Vegas. If you're in Vegas and you see me, say hi, take a picture, and send it to live@thebike.com.
And we are actually, Dave, not filming games on Friday.
Right.
And next week we're going to be doing kind of a webcast from Vegas, showing some interviews, posting up on the website. As
showing some girls.
Yeah, the whole crew goes to Vegas on Friday.
Us an adult poker party.
$50 raise here out of seat 4. Ace Queen. Well, look at this. Seat number
Darn,
1
we're going to call it Ace 9.
Badly dominated.
And oftentimes when you're playing in a game like this, let me ask you, Bart. Obviously here, Darma's going to bet right into it.
75.
And Cameron's got to hate that. I mean, what did you do here? But I was going to ask you, oftentimes if you're playing a game like this where you're getting guys calling you with some weak hands, do you kind of just throw away the bluff? You just say, you know what, I'm going to bet for value, wait for the hands, and when I hit my hands, I'm going to play it hard.
Well, I don't know what Cameron's, what he's calling with here.
Well, he might be just floating one off. Let's see if the guy is going to fire again. Let's see if this guy is for real.
Well, like I said, if he wouldn't really come out and bet a king,
exactly.
I can call, and now I represent a king. And
that's exactly what Cameron's doing. Why raise right away? Remember, Cameron also has the ace of clubs, so he can represent if a club comes off. Why necessarily raise right away, committing too many chips? If the guy's got, say, pocket 7s or pocket 8s, can he fire again? That's the question. And probably not. And this is oftentimes when you're playing in a game, obviously we always talk about one of the biggest things for a poker player if you want to be successful is to adapt to your environment, to adapt to the table, your opponents. And if I was playing against these opponents, I would probably pretty much be waiting for the cards. I wouldn't be playing that many hands. I might be playing more hands in position, obviously, but I'd be waiting for big flops. I'm not going to necessarily look to outplay players. I'm looking to really just get hands and make them pay off. And apparently Bart has left me alone. See if Ronnie needs some help. Dog.
I'm all in.
And Boston is going to move all in here with 9-7 of spades. He has picked up a pair with his flush draw, and I like this play. Now, this play is a strong play. You don't really mind if you're called by a king, and if nobody has a king here, it's an easy win. And in this case, he's going to take this down.
I just know if I decide to call, I don't want him to think that maybe I called because.
No, I didn't say a word.
And actually, I'm sorry, Jeff's got a hand left. We don't know what he has, though. Doesn't look like he's going to call. I'm assuming he's got a weak king. It's only I can assume. Yeah, there he is. Jeff's got king jack. Not necessarily a weak king, but you can see they are exactly 50-50. But remember now, Boston has moved in twice with draws. Does Jeff maybe think this guy has something like, ace-5 of spades? In this case, he's got 9-7 of spades. And I think when Jeff thinks about it in the end, I think Jeff's going to call. I really do. and we're going to be a coin flip. Now, is it correct to call? That's probably debatable, but you've got to realize that Boston has been moving with his flush draws. You don't have to face a big bet on the turn. This is all the money that's there. And if he has a flush draw, there's enough money in the pot already that even if you're just even money like you are in this case, it is a profitable call in the long run.
I'll show you.
Boston saying, I'll show you, and Jeff is going to throw it away, and Boston's going to show him 9-7 of spades.
Flopped it.
Pair with flush draw.
Even better.
And the turn would have been the 8 of clubs, and the river, the deuce of spades. Boston would have gotten there.
You put the turn on the river?
I did. I've done everything.
I put just
Bart coming back in the booth. Apparently he had to adjust Sonny's bra, maybe? Shirt? I'm not sure.
I want the pot. I don't care about the way you were talking.
I can tell you one of the funniest things. I went out there, and this is not even. I'm not even lying.
Okay.
Ronnie, I looked at his cards. He had pocket jacks. The flop was deuce 3-3. He bet, and Sonny folded. I'm like, Sonny, show me what you have. And she turns over 9-6 suited. You don't get it, do you?
I get it.
Definitely. I was going to show you the 9, but then I just...
Oh, I get it. 9-6, like 69.
You didn't get it, did you?
Of course I
should have
get
said
it.
6-9.
25.
I guess you had to be there.
Bart, you're a funny guy. If I just keep laughing at all your jokes, they'll think it's, kind of a ploy or something. Email here. Biting, sarcastic email. Tuckman from Todd in Kansas. Tuckman, you are more like some pussy-whipped spaz. Wow.
Trying to get my money back.
Jack 4-8 here. Oh, Cameron's got Queen Jack. He's got the best hand here in seat 4. And he checked it from up front, and it's going to get checked around. Turns a 9. Well, Harry's got quite a little draw now. He's got a flush draw. Cameron checks once again the Queen Jack.
Oh, Boston is straight, though.
Well, wait a minute. Cameron actually, you're right. Boston has turned straight. Now Cameron's going to bet.
65.
Going to bet 65. Now, Harry's going to call in between, and I guarantee you, Boston's going to raise.
And you got to like this. Boston keeps moving in with draws. Might somebody think, hey, this guy's doing it again with what, diamonds? And I think eventually players like this will call you down.
Well, how about this question for you? If Cameron calls in between, this is always a tough spot here. If Cameron calls in between and I'm Harry, because I don't know if I'm drawing to the nut diamonds.
Oh, I think if you're Harry, I think it's an easy laydown. One card to come, you're hoping you need a 10 or a diamond.
Well, you think it's an easy laydown if Cameron called. Well, now Cameron is folded.
Even now, though, how much is the pot?
395.
Well, it's 395 here. Yeah, he's getting about 2 to 1.
2 to 1 with one card to come. I can't call this.
Well, you know what I got.
I know a diamond is good, and I know a 10 is good.
He's showing the cards. But I was saying if Cameron calls and gives you odds, you still don't even know if you're drawing to the nut diamond.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
And with one card to come, I can just pick a better spot, can't I?
I get my 60 back. Sure.
I think Boston gave him $60 back.
Why would Boston give him $60 back?
I'm not sure.
River was the 5 of spades. I have the nuts. Why don't I want him to call?
All kinds of deals.
Why wouldn't you want him
Well,
to
he's
call?
definitely not getting the right.
Show me that. I'll give you
Yeah.
100 back.
Well,
That's
actually,
something like-
no. Actually, you know what though? If I could give him 60 back, it's funny. It's a funny math question. If I could give him 60 back and win the whole pot, would I rather do that than have him call?
Make an incorrect call when he's only getting 2 to 1 on his money and he should be calling? I want him to call.
Baby.
No, you're right. I was thinking more of a thing where, but if I have a 100% chance to win the entire pot, do I want that or do I want him to call incorrectly and possibly take away some of it? But you're right. In the long run,
Well, it's a math question. You look at it and go, okay, I can win 330 right now.
right.
Okay.
Did you show the river cam, by the way?
Or 75% of the time, I will win 700.
Right.
I'm not sure if I would have called, but I was really.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's
Yeah,
not necessarily.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get, personally, I don't want to get into the habit of ever giving anybody, oh, yeah, sure, fold.
Right. Well, that's what I sometimes talk about when you make a big semi-bluff. King, Queen, 70 with a couple hearts, like something you make a big semi-bluff all in with overcards and flush draw. You actually want the guy to fold, even though you're a slight favorite, because you'd rather take what is in the pot 100% of the time than have to risk.
Yes. I understand what you're saying. Obviously, it's the whole equation. It's kind of the question that Potato put at me. He said, what is the optimal number of opponents in a hold'em hand?
Right.
0.
Now, Boston bets here with King 10. Tony calls with Queen 5. Can Tony represent a heart now? Boston's got the second nut flush
I don't
draw.
think that's what Tony's in there for, though.
Oh, and the river's a queen.
How about Tony in there to catch trip queens? And I'm assuming he's going to bet here, and he's going to bet.
Shit.
Yeah, and Boston's got to realize against Tony, what river, either Tony turned the nut flush here, or he has a queen. Because would he bet a dry king here? Probably not, right? There it is. Tony takes it down.
Yeah, and Boston was in a tough spot there, obviously out of position with a hand like King 10. It's one of the reasons why you don't want to be in there. First of all, you don't know if your king is good.
Yeah.
Second of all, when the heart comes, now you really can't beat anything because you can't beat a real king. You also can't beat hearts. And then the queen comes up and you go, oh, shit, I let you get there. Damn.
We're going to have to deal with Barry Woods' antics over the weekend at the Bellagio. He's staying in the same hotel as me.
Apparently, Barry Woods, Ed, and Mo are going down together and staying in a room.
They're driving together?
No, they're flying down. They would never drive.
They're all staying together in the same room?
They're staying in the same room at the Bellagio, partying it up for 2 nights. I already told Mo, I was like, oh, man, you got to include me. Where are you guys going? Because, the funny thing is, I'm not sure about Barry, but Ed's got a lot of money. So wherever he parties, there are going to be some hot chicks.
Yeah.
I won't be going all in. Thank God. Some rationality. Look at that. $30 I have.
6-way action. Well, maybe we can bring some of the adult poker party girls over.
They won't be there yet.
Yeah, probably some of them still live in Vegas or something, though.
Oh, I assume, yeah. Although most of these girls, I think they live in L.A., actually.
Yeah, probably fly
And they
there.
fly to, yeah. Because most of them, well, you've got to realize that, San Fernando Valley. San Fernando Valley is like what porn center of the world. I mean, Sherman Oaks and Tarzana, Van Nuys.
Yeah. Well, it got checked around on the flop. Now Darren's going to bet. He actually turns aces up here. Ace-3.
It's one of the reasons you never really want to take one off with an ace. You never know what somebody has. Somebody could always make a 2-pair with a weak ace. And he's going to take this down. Got about 35 minutes left in tonight's show.
River's 3 fills up on the river.
So you're going to be playing. How many more World Series of Poker events will you be playing?
I don't know. I called Kelly O'Hara again today, my promotions person at the bike. Still have not heard if we're going to be
about the media event.
About media charity event.
Hopefully that'll happen. That is on the 20, I believe. The media event is on the 27th or 26th?
Yeah, it's on Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday.
I think we can get included in that.
That would be nice.
Very nice.
Obviously.
I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to play in the Stud High Low event now, probably, but I want to play in one more Mega. Too,
okay.
So I've just blown through so much money.
We've got a lot of time to play Megas, though.
Yeah, I've blown through so much money just in general this month, and in the last month trying to get a seat.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been $4,500 getting a seat, but a $13,000 debacle in tournaments, which I had not allotted for. I mean, it just comes to a certain point where it's...
You realize you go, okay, do I really want to go down $20,000?
Right, yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
6-way action here. Jack, deuce. Don't really ask much. Trevor's got the best hand here. 7 deuce in the small line.
I'm actually really excited to be in Vegas with you and all the guys at Live at the Bike for such a long time. Just going to take it down. Sir Felix the cat there. Eddie takes it down. I'm really excited to be there for such a long time without my wife, to be honest. And not for the reason you guys are all thinking, but the reason I'm actually really excited about is the fact that I can play a lot of poker.
Yeah.
I mean, I can play those really long sessions where, I don't have to go home and take care of the house and do stuff like that. I can just play poker. I can do Live at the Bike. We can play the tournaments. I can play satellites, and that's what I'm psyched about, playing those kind of long cash sessions. The games at the Bellagio should be
right
good.
away when we get there on Saturday night, we can play at the Bellagio. We're actually doing a special event on Sunday.
Right.
And then on Monday.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, Wednesday, hopefully maybe Tuesday we're playing a tournament, but Monday we're off. You can hang out a little bit. The funny thing is that when you're in Vegas and you're off, if you can hang out, you can go party, you can still play poker for 8 or 9 hours though. You have plenty of time.
Boy, is it going to be a party on Sunday night. No, you can't say anything.
No, not a word.
But
that's good.
Ooh.
We will we'll
fun
inform
on
you.
Sunday night.
I will be updating my blog daily while I'm in Vegas, by the way.
Now, we had a raise here. We got pocket 3s against King 10 of diamonds. Seat 9 raised it with 3. Seat 1 called with King 10 of diamonds. Well, pocket 3s is going to be forced to continuation bet. But I got to tell you, this is an inherent problem with King 10.
Well, I don't mind. How do you play King 10 here? Do you smooth call one time, or do you raise it to try to keep the pot small? Obviously, a couple of different ways to play this hand. You can smooth call it, or you can raise this up right now. You can kind of make kind of a minimum raise here. Keep the pot small. Sometimes raising the pot actually can keep it small.
He's bet 120.
Into about a $140 pot, so it's not bad. And he is going to immediately
Yeah, he's going to
raise.
min raise here. He's going to make it 240.
And that's not a bad play. Oh, wow, he made it 320
Did he make
actually.
it 3? Oh, I guess it's an extra white chip.
Yeah, wow. I was going to say, oftentimes what I'll do in this plate case is I will min raise it to say 250, 260. And when the guy checks me on a turn, sometimes I will check behind him, keeping the pot small.
Right.
And it's awfully tough for this guy to bet again unless he's got a monster. And obviously Darren's just posturing here. He can't do much here. Can't beat the king, can't beat a 4. There's no draw out there whatsoever. One of the things about raising this right away that I like also is if you do raise and you get called, well, what do you think the guy has? You're probably beat.
I assume that Darren is not going to get involved.
Wow, look at this. Apparently, for those that care, apparently Daniel Agrano did get a refund.
Hold on a second here. Did Darren just move all in? Darren moved all in for 650 with pocket 3s.
Wow.
And this really puts King 10 to the
But
test.
look, Darman's already calling. He's got the money in before he can't wait to put the money in.
With King 10.
I
This
can't
pot is going to be
believe that.
$1,400. Wow.
I mean, can you fall? I mean, obviously Darren got caught here, but it's not necessarily a bad play. I can't believe Dharma called with King 10. What can you beat with King 10? You can beat nothing.
This is unbelievable.
I mean, it's funny. People at home are probably watching this going, wow, what a donkey play by Darren. But at least Darren pushed with 3s. I think calling with King 10 is far worse than pushing with 3s.
Absolutely. Well, they're going to run it 3 times. Darren's in horrible shape.
Yeah, I mean, Darren needs a 3 and only a 3. Even running diamonds obviously is no good.
Turns a jack.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's one for him. Probably going to win them all here. He's drawn pretty slim. That's 2.
There's 2/3.
And unless Darren gets lucky here, you know, Dharma's going to win them all.
Looking for a 3.
And Darren goes broke. And I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, obviously Darren there, re-raising all in, putting this guy either on a weak king or maybe a pocket pair, thinking, okay, this guy's not that strong. Darren moves in with the 3s, and I cannot believe Dharma called with King 10. You look at that board there, King 4-4 rainbow. What do you think the guy's moving in with? Do you lay down King 10 there?
I'm probably not yet. I mean, that's the point of the min raise in actuality.
I'm min raising because I don't really like my hand.
Right.
And I'm min raising, first of all, to get a little information. Second of all, to keep the pot small. If he then moves all in on me, I'm done with it.
All right, so now we got this information that Negrano did get a refund. So how about, you can maybe lay the groundwork for me. Maybe if you see Scott Huff, I mean, you're going to be there now 4 days in advance.
Yeah.
And
we're going to be there. I'm going to be there for 2 weeks now. Next 2 weeks, I will be in Vegas.
But I'm saying, maybe you can just lay the groundwork for me now the next 4 days. If you see him or if you see other people, start setting the stage for me to come in there crashing through.
Well, did you get, I'm going to ask you, and obviously we're having kind of
did get a refund.
One of the things I like about our show is that you and I kind of have these candid conversations on the air that are poker related. Now, you said you had a conversation with the poker director at Harris.
Right.
Did you get his name and number?
Yes.
I think the first thing you need to do is call him.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, that's the groundwork. Before you start going kind of at a war,
right.
See what you can do. Tell him how unprofessional that is and how bad it looks that you give the star poker player
again, I think I'm
back.
going to have to do my own little research here. Jeff's got bottom 2 pair here. He's going to throw a bet out with 6-3. You make 50, and look at this. Dharma calls with the ace jack. And the button here is going to call Cameron with 9-4. Well, Jeff is way out in the lead here. I don't know what Dharma is calling with.
Well, look at
this. Now Cameron turns higher 2 pair. He's got 9s and 4s now.
Unbelievable. And
Dharma he got checked to Dharma. He bets now. Jeff actually checked the turn. Dharma has bet, drawing dead.
Totally dead.
Cameron has the best hand here with 9-4.
I mean, would you ever put this guy in like 7-5 and he got there somehow lucky? I remember 7-5 is a double gutter. You don't see it. 7-5 and 8 would have been a straight, and a 4 is a straight. Maybe a 7-5?
And now we get a raise here by Cameron, and I think this is, it's kind of lucky that Jeff didn't have to put more money in the pot. He actually checked the turn.
Nice laydown by Jeff. Hand it to him. I got to tell you.
It's 100 more. Is Dharma going to continue to play here with ace jack?
Yeah. About 450.
Well, maybe this explains a lot. Obviously, the only problem with Darren's bluff with the pocket threes,
You don't want to be bluffing against Dharma.
maybe he didn't know Dharma. Remember,
Right.
the most important thing is to know your opponent, and maybe he just didn't know his opponent well enough.
And Dharma is he's out of there now. No, I was going to say, I almost have to either get some sort of confirmation. Maybe somebody can help me out. Email me at liveatthebike.com, post on the 2+2 thread, maybe directly the link, or I'll just have to find it out myself, where Danny Lograno actually writes, either it's on Full Contact
I would
Poker,
go full contact, yeah.
exactly what happens. I don't want to be calling Jack Ethel and not really knowing exactly what happened. But from what it sounds like, and I'm talking about what the ticket says, too, because it seems like there's a consensus that it was never – the consensus was that it was supposed to be 3 rounds, but no one ever said that the first round couldn't be shorthanded, I guess, is what the consensus is.
Right,
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm saying?
I guess theoretically, though, imagine you went to the World Series main event and you're Phil Hellmuth and you skip the first 4 hours because you go, whatever.
Right.
First 4 hours don't mean anything. And then that you show up and they go, oh, we decided to play it 6-handed.
Right.
You were blinded up, or you were blinded at the 4,000.
Right.
Phil would obviously have a gripe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe we're completely off base. Help us out. Email us, or you can check it out on 2+2. Let us know. Are we completely off base? If Negrano gets his money back, and Harry D gets his money back,
Yeah.
should Bart get his money back? I think you should, but maybe I'm off base. Who knows?
$45 raise here by King Queen here in seat number 2. He's going to take it down.
You keep raising, get me in trouble. Yeah.
Straddle. You got to straddle.
But again, it's moved over here to Jeff in seat 6.
You see somebody saying, Dave knows a lot about the porn business. Yeah, apparently everybody knows how I got my SAG card now.
Yeah, not your money. I've given you some money. Yeah, I'm not going to play too many more hands.
Once again, live at the bike.
Sit here and wait all night.
Go across the street.
Telling you, we got to change the name. Porn at the bike.
Not me, man. I'd rather spend it at the booby bar.
Porn and poker.
Just talking to myself. I can see that.
5-way action here.
Is there a website called Porn and Poker? That'd be a great website. Somebody's out there right now buying it. Pornandpoker.com.
Boston's got trip 8s. He's going to come out and lead right out here.
Love the bet.
Wow, Tony's not going to get involved next to act with 3 people left of him with 3-5 off.
He's going to raise it up.
Raise, wow.
Now let me ask you this: would Tony? And this is the question: would Tony ever raise with an 8? What do you think?
Probably not, from what I've seen. So
Exactly.
far. Yeah.
So right away you go, oh, good. He doesn't have an 8. Beautiful. How do you play this? Would you just smooth call with the 8 and then check it to him and let him bet it? Think about it. If you move all in here, he's only going to call you with an 8 or better.
Well, Boston's moved all in.
Yeah, and see, I'm not a big fan of that play by Boston because you got to realize, yes, Tony's going to call you with 9-8, 8-7. I know that. But Boston only has about $400 or $500 left.
Yeah.
If he has an 8, the money is going to go in regardless. But if he doesn't have an 8, you want to get an extra little bet out of him somehow.
Looks like Jeff is heading out here in seat 6.
Yeah. Jeff played some good poker tonight. I got to tell you, Jeff's pretty solid. He started off his live at the bike career a little shaky. Accusing a couple of people of colluding and everything. But quickly has redeemed himself. He's really a good guy, I got to tell you. What was I talking about? Unbelievable.
What was I saying?
I know, exactly.
Got a raise here by Cameron with Ace King of Hearts.
Now, I know you enjoyed Liz Lou night. What do you think?
I think it's like comparing apples and oranges, Dave. It's just not really.
Well said. You
really
really
the same
should be a
thing.
politician. So well said.
Heads up here. Well, Tony's in there with a dominated ace. Well, he outflops Cameron. How is he going to play it out of position?
Yeah, that's the
Checks.
problem. Out of position. Cameron's going to bet.
Wow, check.
That's surprising. Against the.
Turns a 6. Let's see if Tony throws a little bet out
Hey,
here.
if you're Tony, though, I think you got to know you're the best hand here, don't you?
Well, he checks again, and now Cameron checks again. The river's an 8.
Would you ever bet the river?
Bet it for
Getting a call
value.
from Ace King or
Yeah,
Ace Queen?
Exactly.
I mean, would you put him specifically on Ace King or Ace Queen? And Cameron just goes, you know what? I played it so passively. Why would I bet it now? And he takes it away.
Well, I sometimes wonder if you think about it real deep, if you're in there with ace 4,
Yes.
is there a need to bet the turn? And what I mean by that is, if you don't think you're going to get called by ace king, but would you almost, well, actually, now that the turn comes to 6, you're going to get screwed by an ace anyways.
Right.
But where
I see what you mean.
Where I was going was,
you think your opponent only has 3 outs.
yeah, if you have an ace with a pair, and you think he's got ace king or ace queen, you really only get hurt by his kicker card, right?
Yeah, exactly. I see what you mean. The only problem is, let me ask you something. If a king or a queen, in that case, especially when the board pairs, if an ace, a king, or a queen come out, you check to your opponent, now he bets. Well, then what do you do then?
Well, exactly. That's why I wouldn't do it with a paired board.
I see.
But the only thing I'm really scared of is a king or a queen there at the end. If it's
Right,
not
but what if a
paired board.
king or a queen come up? That's
Right.
6 outs that might scare you.
Yeah.
But I see where you're going, though. Definitely.
Queen deuce 4 here. You never know. Some guys play like pocket 10s in that manner. I never understand
Yeah,
that. Check, check,
Definitely.
Yeah.
They just go, you know what, I'm not going to look to play big pot. I'll play it really small. It's not necessarily a terrible way to play 10 sometimes.
Well, Eddie's going to bet 50 here. And Eddie bet with king 4, and Harry called with jack 4. I don't even know what Harry's doing in there with jack 4. A lot of weird hands going out. And the river's a 3. Boy, no
love from Barry Woods.
Yeah, no love from Barry Woods. He says, Bart, shut the fuck up about your stupid-ass mistake. You screwed up. Get over it and move on. Nobody gives a rat's ass. Well, I'm sure Barry Woods, like you in the business world, whatever business you're in, would just kind of lay back and take it up the ass when some other business got treated, differently than your business, and they got like a better deal.
I gotta tell you,
lay back and do nothing about it, Barry.
I might take it up the ass if it's Sunny Leone giving to me.
No, actually.
Well put.
Same thing. You guys put each other.
Exactly.
Man.
I don't know, Dave. I still think that's a little bit gay. If like Sunny Leone was gonna, use
Leone?
some sort of like toy and put it up your ass, that's still a little bit gay, I think.
Is it?
I think it is.
Okay. I don't know. Let us know. Is that gay? I mean, I'm assuming it's coming with others, too. You get some other perks. It's not just going to be a, wham, bam, thank you, Dave.
Boston's going to raise it up here with 5-3 of hearts.
Learn with her clothes on.
Well, Eddie is going to call here with ace-queen.
That'd be illegal.
Well,
And Dharma has moved over there to,
Seat 6.
yeah, seat 6.
Too cold.
Heads up here.
Well, Boston is the pre-flop raiser. Oh, that's a nice flop here for 3-5.
Beautiful flop.
With a king on board against ace-queen.
It is an absolutely perfect flop. And
Eddie is just going to bluff at it here. He's going to come out and bet out.
Let me ask you this. Would you raise this here right away? Or do you smooth call it? Now, remember, smooth calling, oftentimes we always point out smooth calling in No Limit Hold'em is more powerful than raising.
Well, I think that you could smooth call, and if he checks to you on the turn, you probably can bet, which means he probably doesn't have anything better than king, jack, or king, queen.
Or maybe even clubs.
Yeah.
He might have clubs. Who knows?
You can also represent clubs. Well, the turn is definitely a blank here.
And sure enough, Eddie's going to check to him. And now it's over to Boston. And if you're Boston...
Well, he takes the card.
Yeah, I probably bet that. Obviously, it's easy for us to say that we see the cards.
Yeah. Well, now as Eddie looks like... No, he checks.
And now Boston has to bet at it. But now you wonder, though, what would Boston check the turn with?
And now bet.
And now bet. Now, in this case, Eddie would probably call him with, say, king 10... or even, say, pocket queens or pocket jacks.
Does this look like a busted club draw, though? He's going to bet 150. I mean, could Boston be on a busted club
That's exactly what it looks like. But, Eddie here has only got ace high, and he's
Yeah.
thinking about it. I think his instincts say that I might have the best hand, but he only has ace high.
And he folds.
And that's why the play worked. But my point was, though, is if Eddie had, say, king 10, I think Eddie probably throws away king 10 on the turn, but on the river, there's no way he throws it away. Always count on the Live at the Bike Potato there. He sends us a video blog of him.
And I think Barry's actually jumping the gun. Obviously, he is just taking the opportunity to, stick it to me. He probably hasn't even heard the argument about the Daniel Lograno thing because he just entered the thread now.
Right. Obviously, I mean, hey,
He's
we're all
spite.
friends, and obviously,
Yeah.
anytime we can kind of, stick it to you, we will.
Right.
haven't straddled for a year.
I had a funny story actually before the show. Joe Wynn, and everybody knows Joe Wynn now because he was on the show with me. Joe in there, he actually asked me, he goes, hey, is there some animosity between you and Hansen? And I go, Bart? He goes, yeah. And I go, no, I don't think so. And he goes, oh. He goes, oh, he just said something. And I go, no, that's just Bart. You know, we kind of always rip each other.
All right.
Joe talking behind each other's back, huh?
Yeah.
Is that the type of guy he is? Oh, interesting.
He just, no, he wasn't. He was kind of just asking me. And the funny thing is, before he could even tell me what you said, I beat him to the punch because I knew what you'd said.
Eddie is going to raise it up here 100 on the butt with 9-10 of hearts. And Cameron's woken up with queens here in the blind. That seems like a big raise with a big pocket pair. I think, maybe queens. Well, he's just going to call, though.
You know what? Hey,
maybe the raise is big enough.
Is this necessarily a bad play? You smooth call this, check it, let him bet. Remember, Cameron is not deep. Cameron
wow, and Krikor there is called with King 10 off suit. Unbelievable. Well, Jack 10-8.
Wow, what a flop for 9-10.
Yeah, 9-10, he's got middle pair and open end straight draw, but Cameron's good right now with queens, and Krikor's got a piece of it with King 10.
Nice work with the name there. I'm impressed. I mean, that might be one of the firsts. Unbelievable.
Pocket nines is a perfect hand right now.
200.
And Cameron is just going to lead out. Board is too dry heavy. He's just going to lead right out there. Now, you got to understand, again, we always talk about in a deeper game how bad a flop that is for queens if you put the guy on a range of hands.
I got to tell you, and the way, with having queens there, the fact that I am so short stacked, I'm still going to check raise all in.
Yeah.
200 to you. Hold on, it's getting there.
Remember now, if the guy does have, say, Jack 10, I have outs.
Well, he's not necessarily that short. I mean, he started after the flop with about 600. Well, I guess that is a little bit short in this game. And Krikor gets away from it, and Eddie moves all in.
Okay, and Cameron's going to call all in. See, I'd rather be moving all in than calling all in, but it doesn't really make a difference.
I think Cameron has to call. Well, I don't.
Oh, he's got to call. He's got $400 left.
Well, the pot is
not even. He's got 350 left.
300. He bet 200, 500, 700. He moves all in for another. It's a $1,000 pot. 300 to call. You would never release queens here?
I'm getting 3.5 to 1 of my money. No, because even if the guy had aces or kings, I've got 4 outs. There's 4 nines.
Oh, you're right. You do have the gut shot to the 9.
I can't. There's just too many hands that I.
We've actually got 6 outs, actually.
I mean, obviously, I can't beat aces, I can't beat kings, I can't beat jacks, I can't beat 10s. But if he has jacks or 10s, I have 6 outs.
Let me ask you this question. What if the flop was more like Jack 10 deuce? Would you get away from it then instead?
It's a little bit different, but in this case, I'm getting 3.5 to 1 of my money, and I have outs. If I'm beat, I have outs. And there's always a chance that I'm not beat.
Yeah, but 2 outs is obviously...
No, I have 6 outs.
6 outs. No, but I'm saying if the flop was Jack 10 deuce.
Obviously different, yeah. Jack 10 deuce being much different than... I don't know, oftentimes when I'm getting 3.5 to 1, call me a sucker. It's tough for me to lay down an overpair when I'm getting that much.
6, 7.
Obviously, I can do it.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out the pot odds. He is getting about 3.5 to 1.
Basically 300, just over
paper and a pen and a fishing.
Well, he said 1,300 with 300 to win 1,300. I don't think it's that much. He bet 200, 500, 700 all in. Well, I think it's more like a 300 to win about 1,000.
Is it okay? Well, because it's 1,300, then it's a no-brainer. You're getting more than 4 to 1 on your money?
Yeah. It was 100 by 3 ways pre-flop. He bets 200, making it 500. This guy now moves all in, so you get a $200 call, plus moving in for 300, 1,300.
I'll put it this way. 6 outs, we do our multiply by 4 method, because we're on the flop, gives you about 24% chance to win the pot, which means you're about 3 to 1 to win the pot. If you think a 9 is good, and you think a queen is good. You know, if you think a 9 or a queen are good, you have 6 outs to win the pot, which means you only need 3 to 1. He's getting 3.5 to 1.
Yeah, what if the chances that this guy has ace-jack or something like that, you know?
Just on the off chance this guy does not have you beat, well, then you're a monster and you have to call.
How about if is there a chance he would do it with pocket 9s? Maybe.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Is there a chance he would do it with ace-jack? Is there a chance he would do it with king-queen?
Ace-queen, king-queen, maybe even ace-king.
Ace-king even.
Yeah,
who knows? Ace-king of spades.
The more and more you look at it, the more and more it's just a call.
I got to tell you, I mean...
It's a call even if the guy turns over aces, it's a call, right?
That's the whole point. Even if he has aces here, even if he has pocket jacks here, it's a call.
Yeah.
The mere fact that he might not have you beat makes it an easy call, and eventually he does call.
This is going to be a $1,500 pot.
And Eddie still has outs, obviously. He can catch a queen,
second nuts.
a 10, or a 7.
Wow, now he's got more outs. He's picked up a flush draw now as well. And the river is an 8, but he does not get there.
Doesn't get there.
Doesn't get there.
Got about 10 minutes left in our show tonight.
Sunny Leone's back in the booth. She's going to sign the...
Yes. Sign our Wall of Fame.
Sign the Wall of Fame.
Oh, my God.
Then she can give me a little spanking on the way out.
Yeah. There's just too much in the pot.
Yeah, will you move, Dave? Please.
Sorry, I'll just get out of the hill.
Please. Anywhere, sweetie.
I'll hold it for you. There you go.
The great Sunny Leone. AdultPokerParty.com and SunnyLeone.com.
Yes, check it out. You can win a date with her. Don't worry,
Might
Bart
go
and
to
I.
the strip club.
Bart and I will not be there.
Unless I win.
Right.
And then I'll be there.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hugs and kisses. Wet kisses.
Yes.
Where?
You would have laid that down?
Huh?
You would have laid that down?
No, I'm just listening to you talk to yourself.
Oh man, you're like a little horn dog.
Like I said, I'm not the one that's married, man.
I know, man.
4
I know.
years.
4.5 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey man, just because you're on a diet, you can still look at the food.
I got all 4 nines to catch.
Oh, thanks, Sonny.
No.
Okay. Sweet. I gotta tell you, this is one cool chick. Really cool chick. Down to earth.
Yeah,
Very,
we give,
very cool.
you know, like poker lessons, we can work out some sort of barter, something like that, you know.
Oh, wow. See, there you go. Some guy was suggesting that we could trade. Yeah, I'm sure you can get whatever you want, pretty
Yeah.
much. You know, so I have no doubt.
We really do need to get a third headset in here.
Yes, not even a question. Actually, I want you to ask her one question. I'm going to give her the headset just for a second. Anything she learned at the poker table. Okay? So I'm curious.
200, I'll take the spot right there.
What did you learn at the poker table?
What did I learned how to play. Like, I knew what, you know, a pair and three of a kind and all that is, but I learned how to play Texas Hold'em.
And what's
I
your-
thought I was going to just play regular poker where I get 5 cards.
Ooh, 5-card draw. We have our good friend out there named Jive Dadson. Maybe he could teach you that. That's
Well,
kinda
no, I
fascinating
like
stuff.
I
You
like
5-card
Texas
draw.
Hold'em.
You like Texas Hold'em too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have more chances to win.
Then 5-card draw.
Yeah.
And what's your new favorite hand now that I taught you? Come on, what's the hand that you had when I went out there?
What did I have?
Big lick.
Oh, big nuts?
Yeah, exactly.
A nut flush?
Nuts, you like that? Nuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just grab them, right? Grab your opponents right there when you get the nut. Squeeze them.
I make my opponents pay.
Pay
Yeah.
dearly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to win.
you do.
Nobody else.
So you're going to be actually playing against some people that are coming into our booth heads up, I think, too.
Yeah,
some of
I'm
you
gonna beat
girls
them
and
all.
you're going to play them heads up.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to be streaming and recording with Dave and I commentary. So we're going to get to critique you on your poker play.
Okay.
Maybe you can critique us on
And how you
something else.
perform?
Yeah, how we perform. You got it. All right, Sonny. Bye. Thanks a lot. Here, give that to the stiff.
On how much money we have left. Hey, you know,
All right.
it's not MIB. It's all about
I got to tell you, Bart, you are scary. Scary. And Sunny there, she absolutely rocks. One of the coolest. I really don't know any. I don't know any porn stars. Adult poker.
You live in the valley, don't you?
Yeah, but she's just cool.
Yeah,
Super cool. Is that bad? You can't say porn stars?
You
know what?
I think you can say that.
She said that she likes to ram it in. I mean, come on.
The point I'm making is that I don't think she's really a porn star, though.
She's getting there.
Well, yeah, but
Well, right now she's a porn actress. She'll soon be a star.
No, I didn't mean like that. I mean she's more of like kind of soft core, like
Right.
girl on girl, not hardcore stuff that you would say porn star.
Right.
And not that it would be
Well,
derogatory.
she's signed with Vivid, though. She likes to strap it on. That's pretty hardcore, isn't
I
it?
guess it is.
Yeah.
Girl on girl. We'll see. I'll check out her video, Dave.
Let me know how it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I overbet the poker. You told me. With ace
No, but honestly, in Vegas, she'll be playing against some people that come into the booth.
Right.
And you and I are going to be cutting copies and commentating on that.
Yeah, that's actually the coolest
Part of the
thing.
deal, yeah.
If you are down in Vegas during the Rio convention, we're sharing a booth with AdultPokerParty.com, and the coolest aspect of it is there's going to be a mini kind of a heads-up table
Yeah.
where the girls will be playing against all the fans.
Yeah.
Also, we'll be getting, who knows, maybe Kenneth James will get down there. We can have him play. Maybe you and I will play. Maybe we'll play against people. Really a lot of fun. So if you come on down to Vegas, come on down to the Rio, check us out. Should be a lot of fun.
And thank you, KevMath, for posting up a lot of information as to where I can go find the exact details
Oh, that's cool.
of all of that stuff. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. We got 5-way action here.
10, 6, 5, 2 diamonds.
I bet.
45.
It's funny, your video blog might take on a whole new meaning in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, Eddie here is going to call with the bottom end. Excuse me, Eddie's got the nut flush draw here. Krikor is called with the bottom end of a open-ended straight draw. Boston is led out with ace-10.
I mean, what kind of value?
And I think Eddie here, well, actually, he's got a pair, and he's going to raise. He's got a pair and the nut flush draw.
Right. What kind of value does Krikor's hand have here? 3-4, the ass end of a straight draw with 2 diamonds.
Well, again, here I like the raise here by Eddie, especially against a guy like Boston, because I don't think Boston's going to continue on here with ace-10.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a limped pot. He bet 40, a call, and now this guy has raised to 200.
It's a great raise. You got to realize, even if Boston calls, Boston has got to play it somewhat passive the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah.
What's left behind?
He's asking Eddie how much he has behind him. It looks like Eddie's got, like, at least 800 behind there.
Oh, he's only got 550, he says.
I thought I saw a couple
Yeah.
I guess, 550. That looks about right.
And you know what? Boston might be thinking, you know what? This guy's not that deep. Do I really want to let a card come off? It's a dangerous flop. I'm either going to fold or I'm going to move all in. Problem with moving all in here, though, is can you get called by a hand worse than yours?
Yeah, he's out of it.
And Krikor's obviously got to reevaluate his straight draw.
Wow, and he's going to make the call, and he is way behind because he needs an offsuit 7 or an offsuit deuce that's not a diamond. And the turn makes him the straight, but Eddie's got the nuts.
That is a killer card there.
Yeah.
Krikor's in a lot of trouble. I don't think Krikor is going anywhere.
Krikor moves all into Eddie's nuts, and Eddie calls, and Eddie is going to win like probably about maybe $1,500, $2,000 pot here. River's a 9.
Yeah, inconsequential 9 there. Obviously, Krikor is
we talk
dead.
about sometimes how people overvalue the top pair with a nut flush draw. Now, in this case, Eddie had what we like, which is kind of a pair and a flush draw. But then you always have to remember that if your pair is with an ace, your ace might not be good. And in this case, it wasn't good.
Right. You'd almost prefer to have, say, 8-6 of diamonds.
Right.
But in that case, having the nut flush kind of is a little bit stronger in the sense that, well, if the diamond comes, you know you're good. But you're right there. Normally you'd have 14 outs there with a pair and a flush draw. In this case, he only had 12 outs.
New player coming in the game. It's Chris.
Chris is kind of an action player.
Yeah.
I played 3-handed with him about 2 weeks ago. And he likes to buy in for a lot of chips, and he likes to mix it up.
Do you really want to call for 200? Not really. Go in and hope
CW Glock there wants to know if Bart just dry humped her leg during that hug.
What'd you have?
Pojato saying there, get off the babysitter, Bart. Oh, man, that was hysterical. I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite nights. A lot of fun.
I mean, you got to be kidding me. Anyone out there wouldn't want to trade being in here tonight.
Oh,
you can make fun of me all you want.
And I got to tell you, I want to thank AdultPokerParty.com. I want to thank Sunny there. Both of them. A lot of fun. And it just bodes well for Vegas, doesn't it?
I gotta try this.
Bodes real well.
I'm in position if I get a caller, and I know I can just come. Or I can push it. Whatever.
Just like since we're on that topic, you weren't one of those guys that would say, this was before you were married, oh, that girl's really hot, but I know she's like a slut. She slept with 50 guys, so I won't do it. Are you one of those types? See what I'm saying?
Are you kidding?
Or you were one of those types?
No, why do I care?
You wouldn't care. No, but you run across those types of guys. Oh, she doesn't have any class. She's too slutty.
Okay, so I don't want to marry
her. Right,
her.
Exactly. But
I'm not going to bring her home to mom.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Turn is a 7. No, I'm with you, man.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hello?
Like, I would object to maybe, doing something with a porn star because she's been with too many guys, quote unquote. Please.
I keep pointing out the one thing on porn star. I don't necessarily ever want to have sex with a porn star, but the one thing that I can't imagine would be anything short of absolutely amazing. Can you imagine getting a blowjob from a porn star? I mean, can you imagine how well they must suck dick? Oh my God!
Chris is led out here, and Harry has raised on the cum, representing a 7. Chris had nothing.
Yeah, no pun intended.
He had a gut shot to the 8.
But what else do I have?
And I don't think he's going to continue on. Now, again, I'm seeing a lot of faces that I do not normally see in the 500. I mean, I haven't seen this guy around before, but...
Well, there is the mini-series of poker going on.
Wow,
right now.
8 calls.
We have our own tournament series going on right now. A lot of
if
these...
it goes miss. The river is an 8, and Chris hits the offsuit 8 for the bottom, or for the gut shot. And now he's going to lead out. That is amazing.
Yeah, unreal.
I mean, the other thing you got to think of, too, is that if Harry actually had a 7 here,
he probably
might
filled
have
up
a full house.
Yeah. I mean, he's either got...
there are so many things that are wrong with that call on the race.
He either has 7-6, and you have the same straight, or he has 7-8 or 7-9.
Yeah.
And in that case, you're in really bad shape. Yeah, really strange play by Chris.
Yeah.
I think maybe I might have offended 1 or 2 people with that comment.
Hey, you know what? It's a special night, man.
It really is.
I mean, sometimes I'm almost a little bit offended by the amount of people that you offend, but not tonight.
Not tonight? Okay.
Yeah.
I get a pass?
Yeah.
Good point from Pajeto there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I would have taken the board off the wall and put it on the floor for her to sign. Isaac should have thought of that. You're right. King, Queen of Diamonds over here. We got time. We have about 10 minutes left in the show here, Dave. Again, tomorrow night, I will be in here kind of on a solo mission. You know, I might have some couple guests in here, but it's going to be 20-40 no limit hold'em.
I'm going to do my best to still be in the tournament.
All right.
By the time the show is going on.
So are you going up tomorrow morning?
I am. I've got an 8:15 in the morning flight. Get a check into the Bellagio. They've assured me that I can actually have an early check-in, so I'm going to check in right away.
Oh, you don't really necessarily get your room, but you put your bag.
They actually said I get a room.
Really?
I've already booked it. They said it's no problem. They're not really that booked. So I'm going to move in right away. Ray's here from Krikor. Look at that. $100.
Yeah, a call by seat 1. We can't see what he has. Just that white chip. White chips are $100 chips. So what does seat 1 have? You just see his cards.
Well,
Ace, Jack, 9 here.
Look at that little
King,
question.
Queen. It's the same hand as Krikor.
And neither player can win this pot.
2 red
if it
King
goes to
Queens
showdown.
here. Yep.
After the show, though, right? Okay.
Kind of, I love those the new graphics we have with the question marks.
Yeah, for the video blogging. Krikor checks. He raised it, and now he's checked. And Chris is bet, and now Krikor calls. Wow. I'm going to tell you, if a guy raises out of the blind and checks that flop, I might check behind him with King, Queen, thinking he's sandbagging something.
Well, you might think he has kings or queens, though.
The turn is an 8.
Obviously less likely because you have king, queen, but hey.
Check, check. And the river here is a 9. And
I mean, obviously,
is anybody going to bet here at the end? Check, check. Not no pair, chop it up.
Unbelievable. And, you know, Chris actually, I think Chris thought he might have queens or kings, but he said, you know what, I can't bluff this guy off the hands.
Yeah.
He already called me one time. I'm not going to keep blowing and going at it.
Seriously, I don't know.
And they chop it up.
Is there any place between here and the Commerce area or around the areas that I really should not be going to at night?
Oh, night? Compton?
We're going to take a look. We're going to take a look at the last chip count here of the night.
12,000 on the table, and this game's getting bigger and bigger as the night goes on.
Yeah.
Trevor's got the table covered at 2,600. Let's see how they're doing. Garmer, our chip leader, with our winner actually, he's up $1,700. Wow. Eddie up $1,250. Trevor's up 1,000. Harry and Boston are our losers. And obviously a couple players have left the game who lost more money.
But if you go up Atlantic,
How I went.
Take a look. This is going to be the last hand of the night.
Or Eastern to Washington. You woke up to a hand, did you?
Your summer race in about an hour and a half? Yeah.
Interesting email there from Michael Sullivan. Last hands of the night. I want to thank everybody for their emails. Thank everybody for watching. Wish me luck. Tomorrow at this time, hopefully I will be playing in the pot limit hold'em tournament down at the World Series.
They don't even believe me.
I do.
No, it's all right. I'm playing.
Jack 9-5 here. And we had a raise pre-flop by seat 3 with pocket 7s. Well, he's not even going to shoot out there with Jack 9-5. I mean, not a horrible flop for 7s. There are 2 over cards. And nobody bets here. The turn here is a 6.
Well, pocket 7s has now picked up a draw. He can catch an 8 to make the straight.
Well, Chris actually has the best hand here in seat 1 with Queen 9. He's going to throw out a bet here.
Yeah, Chris is not scared to put money in that pot. A very aggressive player. Harry obviously has completely missed with ace-king, and he's not going to call. Tony's not going to call with king-queen here, I don't think. He's got overcards plus the gut shot. Wow, well, he thought about it. He's not going to call, though. And now you've got Krikor here. Krikor has a pair of 9s as well, but his kicker does not play, and he's going to call this. And you wonder, does Chris think that I have to bet to get him off of a better hand?
No, I think he's probably going to check it down here in position day with Queen 9.
He could. Well, no, he's actually out of position.
Oh, you're right. Krikor's got the button. Well, the river's a 4. Maybe throw a little blockish bet out here. He's going to throw about, $125 bet out here. Well, 150. Well, that's a little more than a half pot size.
I mean, maybe you put your opponent specifically on at 9. Maybe you put him on, say, 9-8, 10-9. Maybe you get a call from that. Obviously, the queen does play, and Chris takes it down.
Krikor is not going to call. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Dave, I wish you well in your endeavors. We won't see you for a couple weeks.
Right.
I'll be back here tomorrow for our big wheel night, 2040 No Limit Hold'em. We had a really fun night tonight. This one's for the archives. So for Dave Tuckman, I'm Bart Hansen. Good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
You have your Air Jordans on?